Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Forbes. Inside stepping. Finally home. Got back here about 2 this morning. Flight came in late, but it's all good because we are on deck and doing what we do. So now, tonight, y'all, it is time for us to cover this weekend's festivities and shenanigans, you dig? Because there were some festivities and a whole lot of shenanigans. Um, I'm going to have my co host for the weekend join us here in just a little bit, and we may potentially have a guest or two coming through. We'll see. But in the meantime, um, I want to start out by saying thank you to, hey, Riri. Riri says she here for the smoke. I want to start out by saying thank you to Mr. Pete Frazier and the Majestic Gents for yet another fantastic presentation. Um, and I want to say this here. I know that we went out to put this competition on for everyone to be able to see globally, y'all, because we did have people from all over the world tuning in. Hey, Tyrone, I see you. And Dallas Brown in the building, my man. Vonda Powell, I see you. Um, we literally, y'all, reached a inside stepping milestone this weekend. We had people tuned in globally in the thousands. I've never on this show hit those kind of numbers. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on because there are some things that we're going to discuss in regard to production when the producer lady comes in and joins us. Because producer lady going to sit in with us tonight. Hey, Sylvia Perry, I see you. Val Wells, my girl in the building. Sandy Paris, I see you. Debbie Travis, thank you, thank you. Yes, Debbie, it's very much about to be interesting. Jay Smooth in the building. It is about to be interesting. Hey, Pat Clay, Rhonda Wiley, I see you. Because what we're going to do tonight is talk about what a fantastic event and what a fantastic time that we had over this weekend. Jamila Salim in the building. Sheila White. The thing is, y'all, well, let me start by saying, hey, what'd you do with my bag I had over here?
What bag?
The bag I had right here. You see, producer lady always doing something, y'all. You always doing too much. No, 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 no. Hell no.
I was putting it up.
Man, give me my bag. Give me my Chicago bag. See, she thinks she's slick, y'all. She tried to get out with the Garrett's popcorn. We're not playing that.
The one that bought it.
For me. Now. Look, hey y'all, hold up. Right quick. I gotta start with this right here. First of all, I gotta backtrack to last week. I want to start with last Saturday because last Saturday here in San Antonio, we celebrated my birthday. I want to thank all my people who came out and kicked it with me, man. We had a blast. It was off the chain. I want to thank everybody all week long who celebrated my birthday with me. My birthday celebration ain't over until this coming Friday because that's when they switch over to them other folks. But dig this. Special shouts out to my man, Hey Fred. And if you don't know who Hey Fred is, I'm gonna tell you when you'll know when you're around Hey Fred because you hear somebody say, "I'm Hey." That's Hey Fred, y'all. The only man I ever seen, you dig, with a hat propped up on the side of his head, look like it's held on by Velcro and it don't never move. Hey Fred is a beast, y'all. That's my main man right there. My main man, 50 grand. He travels cross country with a bus load of folks. If you ever get Hey Fred to come to your set, he ain't coming by himself. He coming with about 200 more people. So you always want to be friends with Hey Fred. Don't play. One of the hardest working promoters in the game. Shouts out to Hey Fred for the champagne because my man made sure when we came in the grand ballroom last week, Fred said, y'all don't pay for nothing. Get these people some champagne. That's what I'm talking about. My man Hey Fred in the building. Shouts out to him. What? Why? That's your phone broke. Your phone is broke. Did you order me a new phone today? See, there you go playing with me. See, she be playing, y'all. Uh, anyway, so dig this, y'all. See, she always playing. She play too much. That's what happens when you got a playful producer. Like I was saying, shout out to uh, I see you, Sam Long, my man, Mr. Red Carpet in the building, who's over there putting in work this weekend. Um, Shouts out to Pete Frazier and the Majestic Gents. Some of these cats I go back 30, 40 years with. Man, look, once again, a fantastic event. I want to tell y'all, just on some personal stuff, that man runs a tight ship. Now, I personally have never seen it from behind the scenes because, like the many of you, I've always been basically a patron of the events. When I get there, everything is already in place, and you see everything the way that it is, and everybody is like, beautiful, beautiful thing. But because we went in early, I see you, Katrina. Hey, girl. Jody Nixon in the building. Thank you. So when I was on Saturday for the main event, I was literally in the convention center at 11 o'clock in the morning, making sure that we had our systems ready and everything was fired up and ready to go by the time showtime came. So I had an opportunity to watch Pete and the Majestic Gents and his people working. Man, let me tell y'all something. Pete has a fabulous team. Pete runs a super tight ship. Belinda Foxette over there, my girl, put in the work. You hear me? She did that. She's one of the people who helped with the logistics of everything, and it was fantastic. I can't say enough about what I witnessed in regard to making sure that this thing came off flawlessly by the time you all got to see it. Hell of a thing. And you talking about security, that man got a tight security team, y'all. Tight, 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 tight. So anyway, by the time we got to Chicago on Thursday, y'all, first stop, we got off the plane. I had to make a couple of family runs, that kind of thing. And let me tell you, I don't know what was going on in Chicago this weekend, but baby, let me tell you something. Rental cars, forget about it. Wasn't none. Wasn't a rental car in the city. They told us it was one rental car in Hammond, Indiana, and we had to jump through hoops to get to it. I was like, yeah, no, we cool on that. So I was able to, fortunately, because I have a lot of good friends around the game, we were able to acquire a vehicle and move around, do what we needed to do. So that was a good thing. Oh, here comes the producer lady. Hey, producer lady. Y'all welcome the producer lady. So we were able to move around pretty good, and we were glad about that. But on Thursday, we went straight. I think we got off the plane, made one stop. Where you going? Made one stop, and then we went straight to the Blue Note. Myron and his crew was in there, man, doing the thing already. Time we walked through the door, I think we got there, about 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that?
Yeah,
it was about 4 or 5
early.
o'clock, and they started up at 3, and the party was crunk when we got there, so it was going down. Then we left. Well, we were there for a while, but here's the thing, y'all. The Blue Note is not that big of a venue. I already knew everybody and their mama was going to be there. I want to give shouts out to Myron, DJ Lady Love. Who else was there with us? Oh,
Rodney Mack.
yeah, Rodney Mack, man, putting it down. My man straight. DJ Paradise, yes, sir. DJ Paradise did put in the work. It was a beautiful thing. It was a brunch, and the food was great, by the way.
The food was good.
But I knew that the Blue Note was going to be packed to capacity within the next hour to two. So I said, you know what? Much as I want to, I want to stay, we also needed to get over to the Grand Ballroom. So we left, and we went to the Grand Ballroom. We was over there with my man Kevin Nevils, my co-host for the weekend, by the way, DJ Vale, and DJ Cross. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were over at the Grand Ballroom getting it in. Y'all know them famous stairs. You got to go up and down. Listen, if you've never been to Chicago, y'all, for those of you who are from other places and you've never gone to the Mecca, let me just tell you. And what's funny to me is that I even heard Lady Sings the News say this today on her live. Mm-hmm. And I'm always remiss to say something like this because people think I'm crazy. But when you hear people from out of town say it, you know it's true. If you've never stepped in Chicago, if you've never been to Chicago as a stepper, don't call yourself a stepper till you get there. Don't call yourself. Purpose driven, my man. Man, look, I'm mad at you, bro. You didn't tell me it was your birthday, player.
He a Virgo
When I
too,
ran into
Lord,
you,
there's too many Virgos.
no, it ain't enough. Because the world would be a better place if it was more of us. You didn't tell me it was your birthday when I ran into you, bro. Anyway, so see, you made me forget what I was
We
saying.
was talking about the stairs.
Anyway,
and ladies.
if you've never been to Chicago as a stepper, let me encourage you to make a trip to the Mecca. Now, you can talk to all these different people. He said those chairs ain't no joke. You can talk to all of these different people, man, about what it's like to be in Chicago. But if you've never been there and you haven't experienced the ambiance, the energy in the room, the culture, the ingrained feeling that you have when you're there, I promise you, it's nothing that you really will understand until you actually go do it. You have to go do it. It's a must. So
they have an elevator.
Oh, at the
Grand
Grand Ballroom. Yes, the Grand Ballroom does have an elevator. You might
It's
be
from,
if
it's
you
from
look,
1922.
and
but
by the time it get to the top floor, the party will be over. I'm just saying. Anyway,
I want to got an elevator man still sitting back there.
with the hat on
Yeah.
and the
That was a
the
job
jacket,
back in the day.
and the jacket. Yeah. Okay, so
Still on
we hit the
Thursday.
Grand Ballroom, and of course, Kevin Nevils, the ambassador, DJ Vale and DJ Cross was in there getting it in, and we had a really good time. My man, Hey Fred, treated us to a couple of bottles of champagne, had us a little high before we left, and it was a great set.
Hey, Miss Sexy Tanya.
Plenty
Miss
of
Wings.
room, though. Plenty of room. That was the thing. That's what it was. But then we got out of there. We went on a call of the night because we were tired. We had been flying. We literally had gotten up at 3 a.m. to catch our flight to get to Chicago by what was it? What time did we get there? 9 o'clock. We got there at 9 o'clock.
8 something.
Was it 8 something?
Yeah,
And we sat in the airport until noon because we could not get a rental car. It was like off the table. It wasn't happening. There's not a rental car. There was not a rental car in the city for this weekend. So anyway, turned around. Look, Sheila White told me we still glowing.
Oh,
Turned
thank you.
around and after we left there, we went ahead and we put it down for the night. But we had to get right up the next morning on Friday. What did we do Friday morning? I don't forgot what we did. Shit, there was so much stuff.
The whole weekend is a blur.
So
I'm sorry, Miss Williams, we didn't get to class over there. Well, we really tried.
So anyway, we started moving around on Friday, and we hit a couple of spots, just some some of our regular stuff. But then there was supposed to be wasn't it a day set going on?
No,
Did we miss what was?
That was supposed to. They said it was a rumor going around. It was a day set, but I don't think it was a day set. If it was, I don't know. We missed it.
Well, anyway, I wanna also say, we had one of our San Antonian with us. My girl Tam Tam. Shouts out to Tam Tam. Tam Tam is a soldier. You hear me?
Yeah, she hung.
My girl.
She's actually from Ohio, so she got that Midwestern flair anyway. So she know how to kick it already. So she just dived right in Chicago and fit right in.
Yeah. So she came right in, man. We just turned up. We had a great time. I'm going to at this time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring my co-host for the weekend in. Mr. Kevin Nevils, you guys. We're going to get him up here and let him chime in and speak his piece because we're getting ready to start talking about the main event and the lead up to it.
Yes, we have family, so when you have family and cousins, it's easy to get a car.
That's him right there. He was on here. Okay.
Well, I don't see his face. No, there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey.
All right, let's hold on and fix this right here right quick. Hold on, I got some housekeeping to do here. We be doing plenty of housekeeping. We're gonna talk about that too, how we had to make adjustments as we went along this weekend.
I want to say this for everybody, because when we go to Nike's event in October, that will be 1 year anniversary of Inside Steppin doing Facebook live streaming events. And this weekend alone, Kevin and Brian.
Look, he gone again.
Where the hell Kevin
He always
go?
getting up leaving.
I'm right here.
He did that to me during the show.
You got to give him some ADD.
We're going to get you
He
some
got ADD. We're going to get you some Adderall.
He's broken. We got to fix him. I got a
well, you in
broken,
the 420 state. We can get you some. We can get you a prescription.
I got a broken co-host.
He need to sit his ass down.
Yeah, he won't sit down, y'all.
I've been sitting all day.
Oh, that's what the problem is. You've been sitting up there
Well, you
operating
can
them
stand up
cranes.
and hold your mic. Well, I just
All
wanted
right,
to
there
let
I
you
am. There
know,
I am.
Mr. Forbes, that you've had 10,000 people that watched your show
And now
on Saturday.
for that right there,
10,000.
let me say, for that right there, I want to thank all of y'all on this live, those who were
Yeah.
here and those who weren't. Listen, y'all, our numbers
That's
went
some
through the
major
roof.
shit.
Our numbers went through the roof this weekend,
Excuse me, I can't cuss, right? It's PG.
but you just did.
I know, excuse me.
You got to put money in the swear jar.
Okay.
It was your jar. You created it. Look, she created the jar, Kim.
Let me get some money out your
Oh, you gonna
Okay.
take? Look, she ain't gonna do nothing but take the money out of my pocket. Anyway,
Right.
uh,
You can go back and watch it now.
Tanya Williams said she kept getting kicked out of my live. Well, Tanya, I apologize. Let me say this right here. A lot of people we had, and Kevin can attest to this. We were monitoring the things that went on during the feed, and I'm constantly sometimes making adjustments so that we continue to bring you a smooth feed. But y'all broke the internet, man.
Yeah.
Look, let me put it to you like this. We started out okay. We went pretty smooth for a while. Now let's remember, we were inside of a very large building, which was not a big problem. The Wi-Fi was working fine. And every so often we run into a little glitch. Well, found out, because we did our analytics and we checked everything, we found out that quite a bit of our stuff was bottlenecking. And it was bottlenecking because y'all, it was y'all. It was y'all's fault. Y'all did this. Y'all broke the internet. Let me tell you something. We're going to get to this later on, but when Shawn, Bandy, and Drury Alexander came on the stage,
Yeah.
the whole screen just froze up. It stopped.
Yeah.
It just literally quit. Man, listen.
Everybody draining off the same
They broke the
Wi-Fi.
internet. Then I found out, after all of that, that a large portion of the room we were in, people were on their phones watching our stream instead of
Man,
looking at the
they
stage.
didn't know. When I looked to the right, everybody was like this
Yeah, they
with their
crazy.
phone
Yeah, watching the
looking at the
dance.
performance.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I should have took a picture, but it was like in awe. I was like,
It's a
what? I was
blessing.
like, wow.
It's a blessing, but
Katrina said she watched it on the big screens, commented on her cell phone. Thank you, Katrina, because people did follow my advice.
Thank
We
you.
had watch parties literally all over the country. I had people call me out of Vegas, and they said they were setting up a watch party. Matter of fact, Stretch Alex had his whole backyard laid out. They had the big old screen out there with the projector and the whole nine, a bunch of chairs.
Yeah.
We had people in Atlanta, your guy in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah, my WZON
Yeah,
family was listening.
man,
Yes.
look, we had a huge
that's some crazy
turnout.
shit.
And
I cussed again, y'all.
I'm gonna get you some medicine.
Yeah.
We're gonna wash her mouth
I
out.
did get that from Mr. Madison. You're right. Hey,
And-
Reese.
Reese Turner in the building, my man.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Reese?
Listen, go ahead.
Go on. So I just want to say to you, because I know how hard my husband be working in cameras and wires and all this shit. Kevin, you got to see it firsthand. But 10,000 people to watch a live, that's crazy. And all the
Man,
comments.
In a day.
Yeah, in a day. And all those comments that was going on, some of them was a little bit off the chain. But the inside stepping crowd is brutal. They be on there cutting up.
Inside stepping crowd, y'all a beast, man. Now we did have. I think now I'm gonna say this: out of all of the thousands of people who have watched this video, we only had, I think, 2 derogatory comments, and those people were blocked immediately. I don't play that.
Yeah.
We're not here for the
We don't
negativity.
do.
We're here for the uplifting and the empowerment of the dance community, and we're going to continue to make sure that we bring quality content. And part of that also means being able to police our situation where we don't have people like that coming through and messing it up for everybody else. I don't play them games, never have, and ain't about to start on or offline. So there's that.
Hey, can I get half of your fro?
Man, hell yeah.
He still ain't gonna be missing no hair.
Look, and I ain't gonna miss it. I'm gonna just pick it out some more and come right back out, bro. You ain't even look. This ain't even all of it. If I pick it out, Jack, it's gonna.
Speaking of hair,
I just need half of it.
Cause Potee shit was fly.
Yeah, Poteet hair was
Shawn
wicked.
Oh, yeah.
But we gonna get to that.
Okay.
Anyway, Kevin, listen, man, I want to give a shout out to you. You were a dynamic co-host. I had a great when I could keep you in the chair. I had a great time having you with me, man, and I think we got a wonderful thing going with that. Um,
Yes, I appreciate you
now,
and Poppy as well, man, for allowing me to be me, man, and
hell
Oh
uh
yeah,
yeah,
and
cause you
doing
know
the
how we
thing,
feel.
doing it for the steppers, doing it for
that's
the
what it's for,
community,
man. That's what all
you
this is
know.
about.
Cause
That's
you
what
know
it's
I
all
have the
Yeah.
about.
last vote on who can sit in that chair, right?
Cause we did have a
Okay.
couple of folks coming at me about co-hosting this show, and they was all a lot cuter than you. But okay, but check this out. Now,
I don't think so, but all right.
That's right.
well, their legs were softer than yours anyway. Uh, so check
Oh,
it
well then
out,
I
y'all.
know Poppy ain't voting for them.
Oh,
That's why
oh
you
no
got
no
to see.
no
Look,
no
that's
no
why you
no
got to see.
no. What Poppy isn't is jealous and insecure. But what we won't ever deal with is females being disrespectful to me
Now,
or any
yeah,
other woman that I know,
we ain't having
especially
none.
the
Absolutely.
married women. So
Absolutely.
you won't be sitting
Absolutely.
in this chair.
Yeah, we won't be having none of that. Okay, so look,
That's right.
ladies and gentlemen, this contest had a total of 86 couples.
You sure it wasn't 150?
No, yeah, it might as well. Shit, you cut it down. It was
Tony
100,
said it was
150 people.
140.
Yeah, well, 86 and 86. You did the math, Kevin. What was the math? 170 something? 172?
174 individuals.
Oh, it was
174.
174? I thought
174 individuals.
172.
86.
172
Yeah,
individuals.
86 couples, y'all.
we know who was good at math.
Wasn't me. We,
Go on, Kevin.
I can count some money though. Look, so we had 86 couples in total, and I think we only had 2 scratches. One in man on man, and I think one in old school.
Oh, really? Somebody didn't come in old school?
It was either old school or new school. I can't remember, but those are the
Brick didn't
only.
show up. Brick didn't show
Yeah,
up.
Brick didn't show up
Tony
from man
Bowen
on man.
didn't show up.
Who? Who
Tony
didn't?
Bowens.
Yeah,
Brick.
yeah. Brick didn't come. Tony Bowen didn't show
So
up.
he was in man on man.
Right, he was in there with
Okay.
with footwork James or James Harris, and James Harris was there because I saw him. He had on red.
Yeah, he had a nice red suit.
That's my man from 10 Trey, 103rd for life. Anyway, so we had.
Wait a
what?
minute. Crystal is on here, and I just want you to know, since Crystal did her thing,
Crystal, which Crystal?
Crystal Carmen, I had to juice.
Hey, Crystal.
I had to juice this morning. I felt guilty trying to eat a biscuit or a pancake or anything.
Oh, so Crystal had him upset.
Crystal,
You
shut it
understand me?
down.
That girl had the whole crowd upset. Them women was behind me in them chairs going nuts. Oh my God, look at her. Look at that body. And look,
I
let's
used
not
to love
forget.
Katsu's back in the day, so I was excited.
And let's not forget, Crystal got about a 9-month-old Jack. That's what they call that snapback.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she snapped back.
and by the way, congratulations, Crystal. You go, girl.
Congratulations. Yes.
Because they
They did the
took
damn
on one of
thing.
them trophies. Now,
Yes.
matter of fact, pull up your phone with the list of winners.
Oh my God! I sent you the list.
I got 'em
you see,
right here.
My phone's working.
Oh,
You got yours? Okay, cool. So look,
Yeah.
y'all, it was 86 couples in total. Now, fortunately, and we went. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, this video ran 5 hours and 9 minutes. We broadcast for 5 hours and 9 minutes straight
Yeah.
through the entire contest, pre-show and post-show, and that don't even include the few minutes we did in our testing before. So we had a 5-hour run on this one, worth every minute. I enjoyed every single minute of it. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all because a lot of times when we see these contests, we wonder about the judges and the judging process. So, guess what I happen to have here today, ladies and gentlemen? I showed this
Can I be
at
Vanna
the
Black?
yes, Vanna Black. Show that to the people. Bring it. There you go. Hold it down a little bit so the light ain't on it like that. So, this is one of the scoring sheets, y'all. This is a Majestic Gents. Let me see if I can get it. The light is flooding it out a little bit. But this is what the scoring sheet looks like for this event. Now, before I explain the scoring sheet, I'm going to give y'all a list of who the judges were. I did this at the beginning of the show because I had people saying, "Who are the judges?" and that, but we'd already done that. They missed it. They tuned in late. The old school judges: Michael Thomas, that's Westside Mike; Benny Harris, Spinning Benny; Stanley Brown, Claudel Jackson, Greg Adro, Patricia Evans, Calvin Jarrett, Desi O'Kelly, Tadero Taylor, and Jackie Dance. Those were the old school judges. New school judges: Marvin White, Susu, Pharisees Henderson, Darlinda Russell, Jamal Brown, Joe Wayne, Marcus Reynolds, Mookie, Roxy McKinney. That's my girl. Roxy, call me Roxy. And Cheryl Poe, Sugarfoot in the building. Those were the judges for those for old school and new school. Now, these scoring sheets. So, in case y'all want to know, there are 5 categories, and for each category, there's a number between 1 and 10. So, what they have to do, yes, Willie Jordan, legendary judges, what they had to do was give a score for each category. Now, the very first category, and I'm going to just say this right here, I think for the first time in a few years, almost everybody, in my opinion, damn near got a 10. And that was appearance. Now, here's why. I had a judge that I actually had a conversation with about judging explain to me about her process when it comes to judging. C. Lavelle, what's going on? Willie Jordan, my man. Rochelle Lindsay, Sandra
The
Benton.
Jam Master, DJ Bell.
Yes, sir. So what happened is, hey, Kimberly Scott, she explained to me that she doesn't go through this thing about the garments because everybody has different taste in clothes. You know, some people like certain things, some people don't. So she said she doesn't give a score based on whether or not she likes the outfit. She gives the score based on whether or not they are coordinated, whether or not their outfits play well off each other, whether the colors are matching. Like you can't have a hot pink this and a salmon that. You know, it's got to match. So she said if everything matches and is doing what it's supposed to do, regardless of whether or not she likes the style, they're gonna get a 10. Because
So
that's
long as they respect and step her sharp.
well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they
Right.
got on some trash, you know,
Yeah.
that's
And
something else.
actually, I talked to one of the judges,
Uh huh.
and one of the judges explained to me the way she scores is everybody starts off with tens all the way down, and then she just deduct points
Okay.
as as they go through their dance.
That makes sense. That's a good process because I'm sure they all have different,
Scoring techniques.
yeah, techniques that they use
Hmm
to do that. Now, the next category is originality, which I happen to like a lot, specifically because we are now in a time where so many people learn from different instructors and so many people look so much alike when they dance. So I think that the originality category is like so necessary because what we really want to see, what I would personally want to see, people not even in the contest, I want to see people who have their own flavor. It's reminiscent for me of the way it used to be before we kind of got into this whole paying to be instructed and all this different stuff. People had their own style, and you knew by the way certain people dance. You could be 2 blocks away and look down on the corner of 79th Street and see somebody footwork moving and doing something. You knew who it was because of the way they moved. Now it's
hmm
kind of like I believe it was Chase, L.A. Chase, that said on one of my shows that if you cut everybody's head off, you wouldn't know the difference. So that originality category for me is extremely important, and I think more people should, rock that. Just in general dance doesn't have to be because you're in a contest.
Well, what I know is that what I experience is a lot of dancers who get taught by certain instructors, they tend to dance like the
Like the
instructor.
instructors, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
What?
Join the messenger.
Oh, okay, very good. I think we have a guest.
I really got to pull this out.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Let's get. Let's see if we can get this fella. Wait
Is that a hot cone?
It sure
a
is.
minute.
From 1967.
Who that you finna put on? Shawn?
Uh-huh. Try to get him in here right quick.
I asked him who pressed and curled his hair on my show
You got
Sunday.
you got to get
He
them
told me
edges.
he did.
Oh, he got it going on. He said not the hot comb.
Dang.
Hold on, there he is.
That
Okay,
sounds typical of a Virgo when
uh,
you're doing hair.
I'm
There
going.
you go.
Let me do some housekeeping right here, right quick. We're gonna bring. Okay, there he is. Perfect.
Oh, we want to see
Sean,
what
you got
your
your
hair
camera on, man. Turn your camera on, buddy. There
Okay.
you go. There you go.
I want to see how that hair look today.
All right.
Nephew,
There we
what's up,
go.
baby?
There we
What's
go.
going on with it, huh?
There he
Yeah,
is.
man, good,
That a
man.
man
Trying
is.
to- How
Hey,
y'all?
Look here, Shawn.
Yeah,
Y'all broke my internet, man. I'm gonna need a check. Let me hold something.
I got. I already got
Y'all
a
broke the internet, man. Look,
$10
I
loan.
was telling the audience, we went back and we did our analytics and we were checking out our stuff, and
Mhm.
we were thinking that we were having hardware issues, equipment issues. Well, it turns out there were people literally around the room, including the people around the actual world, watching
Mhm.
this, and they were right in the room on their phones watching y'all's performance. Like,
Wow,
that's crazy, man.
that is
We
crazy.
had people, because I
Yeah.
did a part in there where I said, okay, people, y'all chime in from wherever you are in the world, chime in and let us know where you coming from. Well,
Uh-huh.
needless to say, we had the coast to coast covered. We had shouts out from Tijuana, Mexico. We had shouts out from Cancun. We had shouts out from Dubai. So just
Jesus
know,
Christ.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We reached out and touched them. You feel me? Y'all did the damn thing. And I'm telling you, y'all set it
And-
off. Okay? Because when y'all segment came up, y'all
Mhm.
broke my internet. Okay, but look.
man, straight.
Look like he put some water in his head, man.
Look.
It
Yeah,
went
he
back.
went on ahead
It's
and got
back
rid of it. Look like he
nappy.
got
It's
a haircut
nappy
and
now.
everything.
Yeah,
Now, I got a few things
I'm
that I'm
gonna
going to,
that high cone, y'all.
hell yeah. I got a few things. I got a few things I'm going to talk about y'all's performance. And since you on here, I got you. Listen,
Yeah.
the very first thing is, I just got to start with, because I'm a little excited to have you on here, man. Because me and you, I've been meaning to have you on here anyway for a while.
Yeah.
But I got you here now, and I want to talk about this performance.
It's because you partial because he a Virgo.
You damn right. Quit playing. You're damn Skippy.
You
More
already
Virgos.
know
The
it.
world needs more Virgos.
Analytical.
So
You-
the first thing is, and see, I was just telling the audience, I literally spent all day damn near sitting in the seat I was in. I was there from 11 o'clock in the morning, damn near till we finished, making sure that everything was working right. Now check this out. I hadn't seen y'all. I hadn't been in the dressing room. I stepped to the back, I think, twice to go to the bathroom during the whole evening.
Uh,
When y'all stepped on stage, I lost my mind. Kevin, did I not lose my mind? I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
man, listen.
Well, you had already said it beforehand that you didn't want to. You already said they was the front runners.
Well,
You
here's
said
let me tell you what my prediction was. And I'm gonna tell you now that it's over. I'm gonna tell you what my prediction was. Taking nothing away from Casper and Nike. They're my guys. Love them. I did expect a little different performance from them because Casper is known for pulling a rabbit out of his butt.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
and that was the only reason between with him being old school and Nike being new school, and I knew he had been working with him. I said, well, they might come out of this thing and do some real crazy shit that's gonna make everybody like, oh. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, and I told you this right after the show, Shawn. This is what I knew, and I said this openly and outwardly before. One thing about you that I admire, and I've admired for a very long time. See, I'm not a big fan of a lot of people. I don't even like people. Be too peoply outside, so I had to stay in. You are a student of the game. You got all my respect for that alone. I watch you. I see your work. There are people who I pay attention to because I recognize what I'm looking at. A lot of people that are new to Steppin don't necessarily have the points of reference that I do, or many people like me. And I'm not no hater, so when I see something good, I'm going to be like, that's good. Now, because I watched you dance on tape, I've watched you dance in person. I don't say too much, I just watch. But your style is reminiscent of a time when I came up stepping, right? And the fact that you can do all of it. You can do new and old school. Now, your partner, we also know that Drew is a student of the game.
Yeah.
Drew is so much a student, a lifelong student of the game. And I say that because when I first met Drew, he was 16 years old. And he was killing it back then. But I also know he had a dance background. So after you look at Drew's history in this dance, you realize that every time he comes to the game, he brings something that is part of the new and part of the old. It doesn't matter what category he's in. And what trips me out is that nobody else seems to pay attention to this. They want to know why he keeps winning. He keeps winning because he studies. Doc was on Tony Adway's show today, and he just said himself, "Man, look, I'm already back in practice for next year." People wonder why the Drews, the Docs, and the Ticks continue to win time after time after time. They get mad. Oh, they just No, these men practice every day. They go to the gym and work out every day. That's why you and Drew are very much the same way. So I knew off the top, I said, if it's anybody else that could pull it. And see, the other beautiful thing about y'all that nobody else had, the one element that y'all had already before you ever hit the stage is y'all's youth. We all old, man. We getting older. These cats was killing it back before they was your age. So y'all had the energy and was able to, and we knew you could make the moves. So now I'm going to tell you, the only caveat I had for y'all was, I said to myself, I said, nah, they may mess around and repeat some of the same stuff a few times, and that's going to kill them. That was my thought. I said, I don't know. I'm going to see. I'm going to see if they know enough.
Why you said it because 3 minutes is long?
Well, not only is 3 minutes long. See, that's another thing people don't understand. 3 minutes in a man-on-man will kill you if you ain't in shape. People don't understand.
Especially when your heart beating fast and all eyes on you.
Yeah, man, listen, quit playing. 3 minutes man-on-man. Because if you think about it, if you ever watch any of the man-on-man video, you see cats jump in, make 4-5 moves, jump out.
Yes.
Next man jump in. You don't understand. 3 minutes straight, a man-on-man will take you up out of here. Okay? Now, I knew, I said, if it's a way for them to win this, they're going to pull a rabbit out their ass. Soon as y'all walked up them stairs, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this over. It's over. I ain't even need to see you dance. Y'all had the period correct clothing on from head to toe.
Who picked the clothing, man?
Yeah, who picked the clothing?
Who picked the outfits?
That's what I want to know.
So I went on the internet and I searched like a bunch of 70s and clothes and stuff like that.
But no, dog, no.
And
you didn't just get that off no internet.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you who I called.
Okay.
I called my buddy Quake Styles, right?
Dad, you called the right guy.
So,
yep.
And he told me, he say, this what we was wearing Taylor Mays back in the day.
Yes, sir.
He's on here. Quake's on here.
Yeah.
What's up, Quake? He say,
look, bro.
Put out to Quake, man. He came through. That's a good guy, man. Check his
I knew somebody told y'all something because you don't just come up with that. Period.
Yeah.
I said the only thing they was missing was the 40s and the Cadillac outside.
Hey, look. And
they had a Cadillac outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One the fleet of Cadillacs outside.
Oh, okay.
I knew.
Yeah.
Well, my mom, I ain't gonna say her age, but her and my dad used to get their clothes made, and they used to step and walk, and they used to go to a couple clubs that don't exist anymore. My mother was like, oh, those some badass boys there. She said, they look good.
Yep.
She's like, they had initials and everything.
When I saw y'all come on stage, your jumpsuit in particular stood out to me because look, you had the embroidery, you had the collars, you had the sleeves, Jack, the puffies. Man, I was
sleeves.
Like, and I told Kevin, I said,
and Brian, I saw them at the door. I had to use the restroom. So I saw Shawn at the door, and I was like, do I go back and sit down or do I run to the restroom?
Right.
Because I don't want to miss it. And what I tell you, Shawn, don't go up there before I get back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was yeah. That I'm gonna tell you, it came together well, but I had to go back and do some research because what I try to do when I get on stage is I try to get all the way into the character and whatever the coach is at that time. Like, okay, is it this? Is it that? And then match the partner. So we searched online and I went, to my spot down at Fishman's and got to it.
Man, Fishman's still down there.
We just had this big argument. I kept telling this.
I didn't even know Fishman's was still there.
Yes, they are.
I used to tailor clothes, man. It's been a
I
minute.
didn't know.
I got machines in there. I'm about to get back to work.
But
Look.
see, when you put in the work like that, the results show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hands down.
Who decided on those colors?
So actually, I got a buddy in Fishman's. His name is Gil.
Okay.
Whenever I get ready to do a contest, I'm gonna talk to Gil, be like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing," and I showed him the picture of the outfits I wanted, and so I'm going through the fabrics, and then Pat Clay, like, this the type of material you need to make this
It was
work.
perfect.
So Gil snatched these colors down, and I'm like, "That's it."
Okay.
And so I texted to Drew, and we like, "All right, we good." So we went from there.
Okay, I have another question. Because on the south side of Chicago, a lot of people don't know this, but the people who personally know me know my mom was one of the first African American women to open up a hair salon on 87th Street back in the 60s. So they
Ooh,
did the waves and the curls and the butters on the brothers back in the day.
yeah.
So Thomas Hayden was the hot man on the south side for Ocean Waves.
Bad dude.
Which he did his history back from the 20s and the 30s. He had CDs that he used to sell at the Bronner Brothers show with the Ocean Waves. So not too many people know what Ocean Waves is nowadays. So who told you about that?
So
and who was the hairstylist?
So, two things, right?
Right.
I told Sheena, C's wife, Sheena is my hairstylist.
Okay.
So I told her, I said, "Hey, I want some finger waves because we doing this in honor of Ty Skippy, so I got to take this all the way back, right?" And so she sent me two styles, and I picked that one. I'm like, and so she's so cold with this, right? It wasn't the style she sent me, but she killed it. I was in the chair like, I said, I got work to do because I'm like, I can't look like this and get up there and do nothing, right?
Absolutely.
She laid it up like the last time I competed.
We was tripping,
she did
man.
my head in too. It was like she coming with it. She cold.
Well, all I can say is then by the time y'all got to dancing, y'all put a lot of the traditional moves in. You did the leprechaun leap. You kicked the habit. You did it all, Jack. I said, man, look at these boys go. I said, it's over. It's over. They don't need nobody else need to even come up there.
Oh, she said the names is backwards. Sorry.
What names?
See, Shawn.
Oh, yeah, it is, ain't it?
Yeah. I don't know how you move.
How much?
Or whatever.
How much practicing did y'all do, Shawn?
So
Yeah,
me and Drew got together, I think 2 times. Yeah, we got together. And more of our practice is this. I study a lot. And so I would send Drew videos. We would collaborate. We would talk about music. We would talk about what's happening in the music. But we study a lot. And then my other studying was I would go out and I would dance with them dancers like Scorpio, Roxy, June. But I'm going to get in there with them.
Yeah.
And I see Susu out or Dalinda. I'm going to dance with them, right? Because I'm always studying. Like, okay, what's next? Or like, if I'm dancing with Elisa Alexander, I'm going to be like, okay, what can I get from over here? Like, it's
That's right.
It's about studying the whole time.
Student of the game. Ain't that what I say? See? Yeah.
We study.
We got a question. That's an interesting name, Where the Whiskey Flows. Wants to know, how did you and Drew decide to compete together?
So they announced, I think, the category, and I think Drew was like, "Hey, what you think about competing?" And at this time, I'm like, my mind wasn't, I wasn't thinking. And then it came around again, and we saw each other up at, we was in Detroit for some party. I want to say Jess party, I think, something like that. And I said, "Man, you still trying to do that?" And then he said, "Yeah." And we got on to it. We was like, "All right, cool."
That's what's up.
And we almost did not make it because of Drew's work schedule. And he said, "I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it." So he literally called me, I think, maybe 5 hours before he landed in Chicago, the last prelim. And we got him up.
That's tight.
We went right to it.
That's real tight. Now, I had somebody on here, they said they missed y'all's performance. Right quick, let me address that because we had serious buffering when y'all came on. I mean, it like literally the sound and everything was fine, but the picture was shot to hell because everybody named Mama was watching. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. We're going to pull that segment because I have like what people see over the internet is the filtered version. I have the 4K version in my possession. So what I'm gonna do is chop up some of the videos, and I'm gonna definitely chop up y'all's segment and put it out in its entirety individually for everyone to partake in it because it is a
Who
performance that
decided?
needs to
Who
be seen.
decided on the music, Shawn?
Okay, so that was the fun part, right? So
Okay.
we went through so much music because we love dancing, similar styles, but we like some different music, right? And so it came down to the executive decision. I'm like, hey Drew, we gonna have to let that song go because first 30 seconds, we need them to
Fire.
know that we ain't playing around, right?
Man.
And so we collabed on a couple songs. So one of my favorites was Make It Funky.
Yes, sir.
And Drew like Pass the Peas. And Vic out of Texas, he played the first song for me. And I told you, I said, hey, we should add Shirley Caesar to this. Like, I was like, I think that'll be a nice send off.
Yeah.
He mixed it up. I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The music selection was good.
Killed it. Like,
all I gotta say is-
and that's exactly how Drew sounded. He bust out laughing when I said it. He like, man, you. But then it came on, it was like, yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was definitely dope. All I gotta say is, man, y'all understood the assignment, and you got an A+.
Yeah.
As somebody said on here, y'all got an A+ on the test, bro.
I appreciate it.
Now for all them trophies you got, again.
You got a spot for him? Was just you gonna say?
I got a spot for them, man. You need to store. You can store some over here, man. I wax them up for you every time you come over. They'll be all dusted off and everything.
Hey, look, that's cool because just leave the keys to one of them. You know my vehicle.
When the Cadillac. you know the ambassador is the Cadillac man. You dig?
Right.
Yeah, I know.
How many times have you won?
What'd you say?
How many times have you won the contest?
In the world's
largest. In the world largest.
I did 15 old school, 16 walking, 18 I did walking trio, and second place in new school. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That'll be my 7th trophy.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's awesome.
That's 7 in 3 years.
Yeah, I got a what you call
Is that a world record?
No, so it's funny. So me and Drew are the only ones that have won 3 in one night. I think maybe Maurice is in there, but I know me and him as a recent are the only ones that won 3 in one night. I think Drew has 3 first place in one night. I have 2 first place and the second place in one night.
Wow. That's beautiful, man.
Wow.
Okay.
Y'all out of future.
How many years have you been dancing?
I started stepping in like 2012.
And
so
what made you even want to do it? Because 2012, I know you were young. So what made you even?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. I was skating, right? Mm-hmm. And that was my thing. I was 5, 6, 7 days a week. Rolling. And so I go my 30th birthday, I think, and I have a car accident and I can't skate. And so now all these people at the rink, you know, matter of fact, Sean Ballantyne and Ty Guyton was like, you should come and learn stepping. And I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm at the rink. It's 600-700 people. You know, we getting dressed up to go on ladies, all that. And so I was sitting up one time late at night and I go on YouTube and I'm seeing videos and I'm like, this where it's at. I'm like, they in here competing, doing it. I'm like, yeah, dipping the ladies down, they doing all this. And so I said from there, I got on that ride and I'm talking about I ain't got off. Yeah, it's something I love doing. So the other thing was my parents used to have like card parties in the house. And so
it's such a Midwestern thing, I think.
Yeah, it's like that. So they playing Be It Wiz. and my aunt and uncle's up bopping. And so I see it at that time. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do none of that. You know, they
that
play,
old folk stuff.
so that's boring. So
Right.
I get older and I'm like, I see it and I'm like, oh, that's cold. Like, so I stuck my head in, and my first initial feeling was I'm not competing. And next thing I know, I'm doing beginners, and then I'm coming back for old
And the
school.
rest is history.
Yeah.
Speaking of beginners, Shawn, did you have an opportunity to see the beginners portion of the competition?
Yes, and I'm
What
gonna
did
tell
you think about
you,
that? Yeah,
I
talk to me.
watched I watched that young guy Stewart before when I was in Atlanta, and when I saw him, I said he gonna be something to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
He got a different IQ for the dance, and his partner is also a student of the game. She
Mm-hmm.
studies, and she's not afraid to get up and go dance with people she don't even know,
Man, she
right? And
looked really
so
happy up on that floor, man. She looked like she was
Yeah, they
thoroughly
both
enjoying
had
herself.
fun. Yeah, look like it was
They
fun.
they put it down, man. I
they,
enjoyed that performance. I did.
yeah, and I think that's a huge point because that category is essential, and the
Yeah,
reason it's essential because that's the pipeline to keep the dance going.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why I
so,
was disappointed that there
they
weren't
was
more.
unanimous. They was the unanimous winner
There should have been
with
oh
more.
yeah,
age.
There should have been more beginner couples. One of the things, and this is something that I think all of the other show hosts have talked about and put out. We got all of these. I think Tony Adway. How many he say? 140,000 instructors. We got 140. I think Tony Adway said we got 140,000 stepping instructors. But
mhm,
you would think that we would have more participation in the beginners categories, because again, that is the necessity for us to maintain this into the future. And if we don't do that, um, where we headed? And
yeah,
piggybacking off of
it's
that, go ahead.
it's a unique opportunity, right? And I tell people this. I was very fortunate and blessed to have some good, people that hung around me. Even Nevils used to give me a hard time about my clothes, but he was still solid. He
Had to get you up on the step of sharp game.
Oh
ain't
yeah.
gonna talk about my clothes right now. You just
No, I ain't gonna say nothing, man.
don't do it. But
Kevin, you
it's
ain't gonna throw him under the bus, man. Everybody watching.
no, no,
This
no.
is your
So
opportunity.
I
he
love him
used
too
to
much.
he used to pull my coattail right and say, "Hey, next time you come outside, put some clothes on." And I don't mean that shit you've been wearing, right? Not
Wow.
that, you know.
That sounds like something Kevin to say. But hey, Kevin,
Yeah,
somebody told me to tell you everybody don't think like you.
hey, but
Who said
he
that? Who quoted
it
that?
was it
Let's
was
drop.
That's exactly who said it.
yeah,
Kirk
it's
White
it's
told me to send you that message. Go ahead.
it's uh it's very important to have good mentors and coaches and teachers,
Man,
right?
preach, brother, preach.
It's
Ooh-wee.
not it is not like people can instruct you on how to be a cold dancer, right? But when it comes to developing an identity and competing in this culture, that's a whole nother dog, right?
But that's
Be-
part of what is missing with a lot of these instructors, because they're not teaching the culture. They're not teaching, and a
well,
lot of these people, they go, "Oh, I don't need to know the history." Look, if you don't know something about the history, you can't understand the culture. Therefore, you're gonna lose when you come up against a Shawn Bandy and a Drury Alexander in a man-on-man competition or any other, because they're gonna be prepared because they did their homework and they understood the culture.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Ta-da!
I
Real
think
simple.
it's more. It's so much in culture and history, right? You got a couple things. Um, I work with Tony Dow
Great
on
dude.
competing, right? And he was a coach that was like, these are the things that you got to do to win, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so you can be a cold dancer, and this was my very first win in old school in 2015, and I'm gonna call Kurt White out on this one. Kurt called, he got me so bogus. I was at the pre-party, and Kurt walked right up to me on his way outside. He say, "You ain't gonna win old school doing that shit you doing."
Ooh.
And it was
Ooh.
it, Like, so, but he kept it a buck with me.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
the truth.
I mean, that's a good thing.
It was the truth. And so Tony overheard, and not a lot of people know, but that Tony worked with me, I think 4 hours before the contest, and I won, right? But a couple things have to happen for those kind of things to happen, right? You got to have people that care about the culture.
Yep.
And you got to have people that's in my generation that will accept that kind of criticism. Because it's like I didn't went and got me a suit, right? I didn't get prepped for this contest. I'm gonna go ahead and crush it, right?
I was the first one to say, "You look good tonight, sir. You looked so good." I was so proud of your wardrobe that night because you shocked me with it. Because we went to what I was telling you to where you went, and I was like, he understood the assignment.
Period.
Hey,
and you didn't hear what I heard about all the hatred that was, because after you won, it was like, how you gonna let somebody under 30 years old win old school?
Yeah.
But you and Keisha, y'all did your thing.
Yeah.
Y'all did your thing, man. It was, age didn't matter.
Well, now see, but now let this be, and I'm glad we're having this. I'm glad we're having this dialogue because this is what is necessary for the bridge, the gap between lands that we are starting to see, the chasm that's developing. And I, in fact, had a very good discussion with one of the new generation folks, Mr. Steppin and Glamping himself this weekend. And he and I had a very, very, very good dialogue. And I believe that there is room for the old and the new to come to the table and stop all this shenanigans and this nonsense that's going on. Because in as much as we expect the youth that are coming into the game, that are developing in their own right, to respect the culture and the history, we also have to be able to respect that you all's life timeline is different than ours. And in that, there is a way to marry the two, and we can all coexist and make this dance much stronger and much better. Because we, the older generation, are getting older. We are dying off. Father Time is catching up to us. And at the end of the day, if we don't embrace what we have now, we're going to lose it all. And there's not enough men in this dance. One of the people on here just, talked about that. I believe it was Miss Winfield. There are not enough men in this dance, and we have to find a way to reach out and get these young men to be able to accept the criticism, like you say, like you were able to, and to understand that every man, and I've said this on this show and as well as the Black Factor on multiple occasions, I suggest that every man find himself a mentor. Okay, find somebody that you can accept their criticism. Kevin Nevils done called me a couple of times and cussed me out about a few things, you dig? But that's necessary. You understand? We have to have people in our circle that is not gonna they ain't the amen section. They gonna be like, hey man, your slip hanging. Handle that. You understand me? And we need to, and that's a part of growth and manhood.
I'm glad you brought that up, Ryan, because I have a camp of that.
Okay.
So that, let's just say one of them don't catch it, the other will. So you got folks like Pat Clay, my big sister Audrey or Unique, you got Lisa, Alexander, all of them gonna tell me in the raw, like, hey Shawn, that ain't how you need to do that, and that's on you, right? And so but it's so important to have that, because what happens when you don't have it, we got a whole bunch of examples of that. And I mean, even when you look outside the Steppin community, we can see that.
Right.
Like, ain't no guardrails, ain't nobody saying you don't need to go that way, you need to come this way. And and when it's said at certain times, it's not accepted. And so some of the things I think for my generation that are a struggle is taking that criticism and saying, well, that's true. Even I might not like the person that is giving me that criticism, but if it's true,
right, You should be man enough to accept it.
Yeah, or man and woman enough, because it's a lot in this game right now that I see, Brian, that it's just it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, when you got other folks that are coming along in the dance, it's encouraging. And one thing I always say about the generation that's coming behind us is get up there and do your thing. Don't be afraid to try it, right? Encourage these folks, right? Because we see enough of what you pointed out earlier, the back and forth, that ain't got nobody nowhere, right? And
we're not advancing the dance, and we're not helping each other.
No,
it's not helping.
No.
Let me help you with something, Shawn. And you know I got on you about this before.
What?
About you dancing with one woman more than 2 records.
Great segue.
He got good energy. He can handle it.
As well,
he can handle more than one at a time.
Being who you are,
he young.
Being who you are, and knowing it's not that many men in the room, you got to spread yourself out, man. You got to, because we all got friends in the community, and they might not say nothing to you, but they say something to me. Shawn won't dance with me. He danced with old girl all night.
Hey, Shawn.
Yes.
Hey, Shawn.
Yeah.
He a hater, man. Don't pay him no attention. If she can't, man,
no, he know. I get on him about that all the time. He has to. Being his popularity, he got to spread. He got to spread it. He got to spread it out.
You gonna dance with that?
Speaking of which, she got a question for you. Some people in the audience.
So people in the audience are asking a couple questions. Which one should I start off with? Okay, the one says the audience wants to know, is Shawn and Drew single?
I am, yes.
Okay.
All right, y'all heard it here first. Shawn.
I guess it's a lady. It says where the whiskey flows. I don't know if it's a lady or a man, but I'm assuming it's a woman.
It don't matter. The word out now.
It's out. Yeah, they asked the question. You know the internet. I don't know.
He gonna be married by next week now.
by the time the show over.
30 minutes. You're gonna be done, son. You off the market.
Okay, then the next question is, somebody wanted to know what made you embrace old school dance, because a lot of people new school, old school, but you got the old school down. It looks like what I remember back in the day.
Well, the way I grew up, right? I grew up with my parents and my grandmother. So I spent a lot of time at my grandmother's house, so I seen things a certain way. Mm-hmm. And so when I was coming up, I started going to school. Then I went to a little trade school during school, and I was always in the circle with all the older guys, right? That was where I fit in. It was like, yeah, them young dudes over there, they talk, but they ain't really talking about nothing. And so these older cats is giving me the knowledge that's going to equip me for the rest of my life. And my father also, when I was younger, he would have these conversations with me. I did like every other young dude. I wasn't listening, right? So it was like hard-headed. Yeah, it was like I was that kid.
Who is your dad, man? Who is your dad?
My dad is Ronald. My dad is Ronald. He used to talk to me and give me very practical stuff for life. And so I did like every other kid, everything he told me to do, I went and did the opposite, right? And it didn't work. And so I said, maybe I need to pull my and say, so my grandmother would do things and teach me a lot of things. And so I always gravitated towards the older folks in my life because I spent so much time with my grandmother. And so when I came up at work, all of these, and I met some steppers at my job that was like, okay, we gonna cuff you up because we like you, right? You listen to us and you take we say seriously. And so when I came on set, a lot of older generation, they reached for me because I was reaching for them. And so when I never forget.
When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, brother.
And Tina Moore danced with me. It was right after one of my prelims. And she say, when I dance with you, everybody in this place is going to be on you. Mm-hmm. And so Like, it took off from that. So then I started spending a lot of time with a lot of different folks in the dance. But what I knew, the older generation could tell me where I was gonna be before I got there. And what I respect about that is, right, you ain't gonna be all the time, and everybody got a time. And so whether you think you exempt from the things that life gonna bring, it don't stop it from happening, right? So I've experienced a lot of things in my life that have always respect those kind of work. But some people don't have to tell you about stuff, and they can just let you do it and experience the turmoil. But
look, don't put your finger on that stove. Psst, I bet you won't do it again.
Yeah.
So I want to
Don't
say
touch
this.
this stove.
What I appreciate about you being humble. One time we were in Chicago, I brought a friend with me. She hadn't danced since the 80s. And I was like, girl, the stepping has changed. You need to come out. So she was like, okay. She's a doctor in the city, too. I ain't going to say her name. And she tried to jump in when y'all were dancing at Heroes. You danced with her. She was able to do a little pattern. Like I said, she ain't danced since the 80s. And she was like, he was so nice and he was so humble because she had been snubbed by a couple other folks.
Couple other supposedly very popular folks.
Popular dancers and instructors. And she said, girl, I like him. She said, now if I decide to learn this 8 count, because she has a busy schedule, she's an emergency room doctor in Chicago. She was like, I will definitely find Shawn Bandy and take the class. She still...
You don't never know who watching.
She was like, he was so humble. But she said, some of them other... assholes. She said she gonna make them sit in the room.
You see how she substituted one cuss word for another one? Look,
yeah.
Sorry,
potty mouth
me.
over here. Look. Regina Clinkscale says that you seem like an old soul. Shawn, tell me what you think about some of the people who have learned this dance to some degree, but have developed a level of arrogance that their ability is not quite where their confidence is.
Oh, well, I'll say this. I done seen a lot of people come and go in this dancing in my life.
You can't tell them nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this. I done buried some friends. I done lost some friends because of that, right? And I'm gonna tell a story, and it's near to me. One of my cousins met him. We didn't know each other for most of our teen years, and I walk into this school and we meet each other. Arrogant, nasty attitude, right? So we spend time in school together, and he ends up moving, right, coming back, and he lost his life, right? Because one thing I know about your attitude, it'll take you some places that you don't want to be, right? And so in industry, I don't care if your ability, you could be, the coldest of the cold. Your attitude will bring you back to reality, right? And so things happen in this dance that will humble you. And I don't care who you are. It could be a person with all the ability. They can have all the turns, all the footworks they want, right? It doesn't matter if your attitude is arrogant and proud. And it's, and I'm going to say this, it's nothing wrong with being proud about what you accomplish and do in this dance. But it's another thing when you project the kind of superior attitude to the point where you make other people dislike even being around you, right?
Yeah.
It's
enough from the DJs, the promoters, the club owners,
leave the dance,
the bartenders, everybody.
That carries across the board. Absolutely.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, and some of my friends, they had to pull my coattail. Hey, Shawn, you hit the brakes. You're doing too much, right? And so nobody's exempt from it. But I'll say, if they put that much time into that attitude, into the dance, man, I'm gonna tell you, this dance keep you humble. And I'm gonna say this: I was dancing with Dylinda Russell at this party, and I'm thinking I didn't work. I didn't dance with her, and I'm doing my thing, and she pulled something right else up out of there, and I'm like, oh man, there's still something left. Same thing happened to me when I'm dancing with her. It's like, but it forced me to understand that it's always something to learn. And if you keep that attitude in this dance, you ain't got no room for all that other stuff. Like when you stop, then your attitude catch up with you, right? And so the path of it's always a higher education in this dance. So like I think of me and Drew can get in the club and dance and we can tear it up, we do our thing. But guess what? When it came to us competing, guess what we gotta do? We gotta study, right? And we pretty well, but we not above it. You know, I can't take it for granted. Like so I see a lot of that happening.
You need to just get classes on that alone. Shit, this will grow the dance exponentially.
Now, are you still teaching?
So I teach here and there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not the class every week dude. I do some privates. I'll go and do workshops here and there. Um, and I'm a dude that's like all money ain't good money. Man. So I sparingly will go do them.
Look, she turned around and said, "That's you." You damn right. That's right. All money ain't good money, baby. Keep telling it.
It ain't good, so I don't take it much. So I'm not teaching no class every week, you know, right now. But I do privates. I have some folks I work with on different levels. But yeah, definitely I teach, and I'm passionate about what I teach. And I tell people before they even call me, if you're not serious, I'm not your instructor.
There you go.
I ain't wasting.
What can you show me, man? What can you?
If they come to Chicago, you do the privates where?
It depends. Sometimes I do them at my home. Sometimes I do them in a studio. It just depends. Okay. So the best way to reach out to me is on Facebook.
Okay. And then since
you got me,
Kevin,
I got
I got another question for you. I know you're an entrepreneur. You want to shout out your clothing line?
Yeah, so evanathletics.com is my website.
Is that where all my money been going? Oh, no, I'm just playing.
I did buy some pants. I like them, too, because they make you sweat. But go on, carry on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'll have some stuff in Atlanta vending, and I'll be switching out some colors and stuff for the fall. So probably in the next month or so, I have some different stuff online. But right now, I still have the same items I had.
Okay. What made you pick an athletic line?
So I like lounging, and if I leave the house, I don't want to necessarily dress up all the time. And I'm gonna tell you what probably did that for me is when I was going out. No thanks to this dude right here. I was dressing up, so I was like, done. I want to look pretty good, but I like comfortable clothes that are quality. And so, and what I've noticed in this generation, people love comfort. And so even your designer stuff is more sporty and athletic than formal now. So I'm just keeping up with the time. That's it.
Okay.
Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you and purchase your product.
Oh, you can inbox me on my page on Facebook or Instagram. It's under Evan Athletics, all one word. Or you can go to my site, evanathletics.com.
Okay, that's what's up. Right quick, Jackie Hodges, I appreciate you. Just so everybody else, she says she just signed on to say, job well done, Brian Forbes and Ambassador Kevin Nevils. Your live was real live professional production. Kudos. We look forward to you doing it again next year.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for that, Jackie. And Jackie, I noticed you said that we needed to make it public. For everybody out there, in case you don't know, and I'm gonna put these instructions out here like we did pre World's Largest, just so y'all know. Anytime you want to watch Inside Steppin', whether it's this live or we do it every single Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central, for the last 2 years, you can go, if you got a smart TV, go ahead and get your YouTube app on that television. If you don't already, sign into it. Type in Inside Steppin', hit that subscribe button, and every time we come on live, instead of you sitting there with your cell phone, because like I like to say, this is not your mama's cell phone when we produce these shows. We're not working off cell phones. We work off actual cameras. When you go to your television, you can literally watch this show from the comfort of your living room. So just do that and make it easy on yourself. You can sit there and enjoy stuff like this and these lives. Now, I'm telling y'all now, Shawn, are you coming to Texas for Texas Heat? I know you coming.
I'm definitely thinking.
bro.
Wait a minute, he didn't even finish.
He said, "Think." All he had to do was say, "Think hell." You need to be in. You need to be in Texas for Texas Heat, man. Nike's event is off the chain, baby.
Oh, I came last year. I was there.
Okay. Yeah, you sure up. Well, we're gonna be broadcasting from Texas Heat 1st of October, y'all. Second weekend in October. Y'all get ready for that. We're gonna have another live broadcast for Texas Heat dance competition. It is going down in Houston.
And it was 26,000 views for Nike's event.
Right.
And that will be our 1-year anniversary of doing live streaming. But also
at
for
an event.
Throwing this out there, Mr. Forbes has been doing videos since YouTube started. We're big motorcycle fans, so we got a lot of Myrtle Beach material out there. I think we hit 1 million views.
Biker days, baby.
A friend of ours was riding his Hayabusa. It's a lady riding the Hayabusa, so that was 1 million views. So he's not new to this, and he multitasks. And I think you multitask too. I think that's
the Virgo, baby.
You get bored and just start up something new.
That's the Virgo, baby.
The greatest.
It was something else I wanted to ask right quick to Shawn.
You can't remember what it was?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember. Because I remember back in the old days. So, who groomed you on this right quick? I noticed in that dance, I saw the London Bridge. I saw the Irish Skip. I saw the, Pop Goes the Weasel. Yep. The Leprechaun Leap.
They did them all.
I saw the Ollie Shuffle. And you did the Crazy Leg Shuffle. I might be forgetting some because now I'm a little old, but I do remember everything that you did. I just remember the stuff from high school back in the day with, I ain't going to say what they was riding.
You ain't gonna tell how old you was.
I ain't going to say what they was riding, but in the basement days. So I saw all of that. So
when she say riding, she mean what? Why you looking like that?
Because I don't know what you about
That's
to say.
That's a gang member.
The show rated PG, man.
Hey,
right, it's PG.
She told me.
Okay.
Whether she ride under the 5 or the 6.
So, you want to answer those questions? I know somebody had to groom you on all of that.
So that's a catalog.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you got a little this and that from everybody?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, every time I touch a hand, the recorder is going. It's going. And it's here. And I'll probably this is one thing that I worked with Daryl Davis on. He gave me a different basic because I was new, and he gave me a different basic, and it was awkward for me. But I would just go out and I would do it over and over again until it got comfortable. So every time I would touch somebody's hands, I would watch them do it, or I go study a video, and I would see it, and then I would try to go out and do it until it felt natural for me. And so that's a catalog, and that's not all one person. That is
that's right.
But I'll say when I first started this dance, a lot of the hands I touched was due to my relationship with Janice. And so she brought me to a lot of them circles where it was like, okay, go in there and get in there and get with it, right? And so when I touched them hands, I didn't stop none of that. And then before Ty passed on, Ty would do some stuff to me, man. It would be like he would get a rise out of.
He was a beast, man.
Dude,
and look, he never ran out of energy. I'm talking about constant. He'll push you. He'll push you. Have your ass over there sweating. Don't play.
We would be at the East of the Round on a Friday night. Scorpio come in and Ty be gearing up, and I'll be seeing it, and I'll be like, okay, I know at some point tonight we're gonna touch it. So Ty would build up, and he would touch my hands, and he would be putting me in all kind of shit up. My eyes down there crossed up on me, and shit. I'm like, I'm going. So now I would force myself to just get comfortable, not knowing what was next. And so he used to purposely give me stuff he knew I couldn't do. And so Scorpio in the background, he say, man, Ty, he getting you today. And he would say that to Ty, and Ty would just keep going. And so
put the cable on.
But see, that's what man on man is.
Yeah,
that's what man on man is. Man on man is not us stepping together.
It's
Us competing with each other and seeing who can outdance each other. That's what originally Man on Man is.
Yeah, and he would do stuff purposely, and he would tell Scorpio, he said, "Hey, don't tell that guy he got it, because I can't let him feel like that." And so, one of the last times we danced, he told me last time, he said, "Man, Shawn, you got it." And that was like, see, some people wait till they get to a contest to get a trophy. My trophies came before the contest started.
Right.
That's what's up.
It was, they gave me the nod. It was like, "Oh man, you said I got it." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And we would work, and he would continue to pour, and so I would just pick it on up. And so
I love the way you put that though.
Yeah.
This is something like, just as a DJ myself now, and
Mm-hmm.
and believe me, bro, it took me a long time before I would actually put them 2 letters in front of my name. And I waited until people like Ambassador there, Daryl Smooth Greenwood, Pony Mac, and them cats blessed me in and said, "You know what? You ready? You a DJ now." Because I wouldn't call myself a DJ. And that's and to me, when we have that rite of passage, the way Ty Skippy gave you that rite of passage, that's the way we all need to come into the game, humble and like grasshopper, Jack. We got to take our time, and when them folks say you ready, then you ready. You know what I mean? That's when you know you ready.
Speaking of DJs, let me give a shout out to my man Lonnie Gagan down there in the ATL. Tommy Smith down there in Dallas. DJ Samsonite checking in with us.
Samsonite, that's what's up.
My turntable brother DJ Vale every Thursday at the Grand Ballroom. We holler back.
Holler back.
Yes, sir. Man, well, look, you got any more questions, producer lady?
Nope, I think that's it.
I got one for Shawn.
Drop it.
What you gonna do next year? You competing or what?
I don't know.
Don't be trying to go in retirement. We need you. You gotta keep putting pressure on these jokers, man.
You still got 30 more years of dancing.
Right. You young, Jack.
That's right.
Put pressure on these jokers. You got pressure to make a bust a pipe. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
I ain't gonna ask you what category. I just want to know if you know, just so the naysayers will know already.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Hey, pretty Denise.
The naysayers matter, right?
Yes.
And they can bring me back to the game. I leave that like that.
Okay.
You know what's funny that you say that, because I'm gonna tell you, Reese Turner, just as one example, one of the shows I did earlier this year, I can't even remember what we was on there talking about. And he called me and he said, "Man, I think I'm gonna come out of retirement this year, because they talking crazy. I think I'm gonna have to come out of retirement," and he did. Casper, when he found out about the Man on Man, I'm coming out of retirement. Nike, because he swore he would never compete again, came out the woodwork. Him and his wife killed the game.
Yes, they did.
You know, we had a lot of people step back up that said they wasn't doing this no more. And they came out, they showed up, and they showed out, man. They put on a fantastic show. I thoroughly enjoyed World's Largest for 2022. I really did.
I'm gonna tell you, it's some more talented people in this dance that ain't touched that stage.
Yep.
That's what I see.
I had an argument with a friend of mine early this morning, 7:00 this morning, and she was saying the Chicago people always win, and I told her that's not true. And she said it is. I said it's not. Yes, it is. It's not.
Because a lot of Atlanta people won one time.
Well, I just told her that you blaming the people who always winning because they always competing. The stage is open for anybody to compete.
Yeah.
You know, you just like playing the lottery. I told her, I said, you got to play to win.
That's it.
You know, I said, people saying, well, we know Shawn gonna win. We know Tickle. You don't know that unless you compete against them.
That's right. Give them a run for their money. And I can tell you now, Tick and Doc both, I've heard them say out of their own mouth, If you beat me, okay, cool. But I'm gonna see you next year. I'm going back to the drawing board.
Right.
So simply,
And
they
that's
ain't
all you
mad.
gotta
They
do.
not
They got
upset.
it.
They glad it's somebody out here that's giving them a run for their money, because all that's doing is sharpening them up. You ain't hurting them by beating them. You making them better. Believe that.
But I told her, I said, you saying this about people who actually know how to dance. I could see if you guys didn't know how to dance and was winning, but you guys know how to dance.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think
So
it's a double-edged sword too, man, because what you just said, you got to get out there and play the game, right? You can't be on the sidelines talking about they always do this or that.
yeah,
The game, because I'm gonna tell you, and I heard this. Josiah said this. He came back to the dressing room. He say, "I got a whole new respect for what y'all doing in this contest and eating on that floor, because it's not what it looks cool on TV, right? But when you got a room with 4, 5, 6, 700 people, and you on an elevated stage with 20 judges that got the power to affect whether you take some money in a trophy home, right?
That's right.
That it's a lot of moving parts to competing. And so I always tell people, get in the game so that you understand what needs to happen. And I'm gonna tell you the other thing we want to see, we want to be entertained, right? And so even for a contestant, let's get in here and get entertain some folks. And I'm gonna say that because it's so many talented people that some of my generation have not seen that are still living,
Yeah.
and do not touch that stage, right?
Absolutely.
And so we want to see that. We want to see.
and I told her, I said, you just don't know the best dancers in Chicago do not compete.
Nope.
Matter of fact,
Nope.
some of the best dancers in Chicago you ain't gonna see unless you just happen to go in a particular club on a Tuesday night when the moon is
Right.
full, and that joker might show up and cut everybody's head in the room and walk
Absolutely.
out drunk, and you'll never see him again till about 3 more years. And I'm not lying. I know
And I'm
some.
gonna my first experience. I think I was coming up, and I forgot I went to. Might have been Steve Breeze set or one of them old school sets, and I saw Ice Rod dancing with Darlene. I'm like, this not what I'm used to. Like, who is this? Who's this dude? And
Uh-huh.
then I ran into Quake down in St. Louis, and I told him straight out, I said, I'm taking some of that. I'm getting that. Like, I want all that, but
see, that's how we used to do it. When we saw something that was a bad, we'd be standing off to the side, arms folded up like this, studying.
Yeah.
Like what you say, tape recorder, rolling.
Yeah, I'm doing like this.
Look,
And I got a look. I come around to
tape
him, I be like,
recorder rolling, Jack.
I'm taking this down, but it's a lot of talent here in Chicago that we want to see, and even abroad, because there's some dancers that moved out of Chicago.
Yep.
That's not here no more, but they still.
It's a cat. It's a cat
Look
in
at
Las Vegas. It's a cat in
look at
Las Vegas. They call
let me
Super
give
Dave.
you
He ain't nothing to
one
play with.
example of one of the best dancers in my opinion that never competed, and when he danced everybody watched. Tall Rick.
Yeah, he's a good
Tall Rick. Hands down, cold blooded.
Yeah, he is.
With the footwork, the moves, the smoothness.
Yes.
They're flawless.
Yeah. And you got Claudel.
Oh man, Claudel's so cold.
He don't.
Yeah. We got it's a legendary stepper down in Vegas, Super Dave. He ain't nothing to play with. Look, like you said, you got cats. They done moved out all over the country. They done spread out.
Yeah.
What can we do to get more men in the dance? What do you think? What do we?
We're gonna have to hog time and drag their ass.
Because it ain't like back in the day where it was kind of a lot of men.
No. Hold on. Let me say this. And somebody made this point to me recently, and it made so much damn sense. And I wish I could remember who told me this. And it just something clicked when they said it, because I didn't even think of this. He said the reason we had so many men in the dance back in the day, he's like, you got to remember, most of the guys was doing this dance like we was young. Hell, I was young. I was even younger. But when we moved around in packs. So when we go to
That
the
was
set,
that was me. I told you
okay,
that.
yeah, we go and it was you could finish making the point, and it's an excellent point. It didn't even occur to me until he said it. I was like, damn, you know what? You're right. We rolled in
Well, because
groups,
we was young and we was gang banging, and
basically.
you couldn't go to the party by yourself. You had to go
Now they
with
come
all
out
your
with your
boys.
shoes in your pants because they was gonna take
You
both of you.
know, so it was a lot of guys at the party because we went in packs.
Mm-hmm. So you had a lot of guys, and of course peer groups. You know, you see your partner and them in there on the floor getting it in. You gonna go in there and get it in. This is where some of your coldest steppers came from, and now dudes roll dolo. So they out here, they ain't rolling in packs no more. They rolling with their girl, or they rolling with by
Yeah.
themselves, and it's just different now. So that's one of the reasons I think, and that's partly why we have so many older men who dance and so many younger ones who don't.
Yeah,
But the key to that is we was young. So we it's something I don't know. I don't know the answer,
Yeah, I
but
don't know
we
neither.
do need we need some younger guys and women, and we need some younger DJs as well.
Yeah.
Because the cream of the crop, the top 10 DJs is 55 and over.
Okay, so what was you getting ready to say, Shawn?
one of the things is stepping is really not marketed to guys, right?
Right, because these instructors love having all the women in there.
You got that as a
Period.
part of it, and then you think about it, right? When we promote parties, who is our target audience, right?
The women, because
Uh,
they're gonna travel, they're gonna spend that paper.
yes. So now you got to say, all right, um, there has to be some work involved, and I'm gonna tell you a good example of a person who did this. I'm gonna call out Miami Steve. What he used to do at his parties was he would curtail and get men to his set based on the number of women that was there. And so the ratio was good. And the other thing he did is he was very proactive in getting those ladies out their seats to dance. And he would talk to us to get them
Mm-hmm.
out of their seat. And I think a couple other promoters would bring guys in. I think about like Barbara Hawk. She gets guys up to her set to dance with them ladies, right? And so
Ted
you
Williams, he did that in Arkansas last month. He
okay.
literally stopped the set. He helped had Myron. Who else? Who was other DJs? E.T. Taylor. He had them literally stop the music, get all the guys up. I mean, every man in the house, damn near. They tried to even get me off the stage from broadcasting,
Mhm.
and go down there, and they worked each side of the room, and all the guys had to grab a lady from that side of the room, and they all had to get on the floor and dance. And I thought
Yeah.
that was a great dynamic. The only people who complained
Right.
about that were men who weren't even at the set. The
Hmm.
ladies loved it. They loved it. It was great. I thought it
Yeah.
was a great
And
addition to the event.
yeah, the ratios at the parties, and I'm gonna tell you, even for me, sometimes I want to go hide in the bathroom. It's like
Man,
y'all finna
I
kill
done put the
me,
phone in my ear like I was on the phone.
Now you
right?
I'll
told
be
the secret,
back.
Kevin.
He ain't on the
If I'm
phone.
a
Get him.
if
Right, I'll be right back.
yeah, if I'm a new dancer and I walk into that and I'm like, man, I'm going home. And so the other thing, yes, the music is a thing, and I'm gonna say that because I listen to everything. I listen to trap music. I listen to old school R&B. I listen to it all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but this generation, they love trap music.
Hey,
Yep.
And I'm talking
cousin.
about, when I say generation, I'm talking about people that's in my group, they 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they like trap music. So if I'm trying to bring dudes to the set, I want to find some trap music I can step to because that's what they can relate to.
Right.
If they hear that, they like, oh man, wait a minute. But if they're not gonna relate to the initial draw, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one of the ways you can do it. Because
Music is the soundtrack of our lives, and
it,
it's just something that I've told a lot of the older generation. What they have to understand is that the music that we dance to is what we came up from. We came up with our parents playing certain songs, so we were accustomed to them, and then we had our own music as we came up through the 70s and 80s, and then it's like now We can't get mad at the younger generation because they don't know that music. That's just not their time. So what they are comfortable with. If we can put a backbeat in there or something smooth in there on top of that beat that get them that energy that because it's something they familiar with. They know the lyrics to these rap songs. I don't know them. So I have to either, and the thing is, we have to learn to, I guess, I don't want to say separate, but because I don't want to separate it, but we also have to understand that we need a mix of all of those things. There has to be a common ground somewhere in there.
I think.
Well, you got all genres at the set. So I'm saying I'm speaking from a disc jockey's point of view. You have to play all genres of music.
Yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s, up until the 2000s. And to keep the floor packed. But what we have to do is like what you're saying, Brian. We got to keep this thing together.
Right.
We got to get old schoolers and new schoolers in the same building at one time in order to do that.
Well, there's a way to do it. We just have to figure it out. I'd rather us work toward a solution than to continue the bickering.
I think I
Right.
don't know if Chicago
I'm
can
with
do this, but like in DC, they have those little kids at 5 and 6 have to learn hand dance, and that's their black culture dance. I think somebody in Chicago needs to go to the board. We had to learn that damn square dance when we was in high school. They should add Steppin to it. It's a cultural thing.
Willie Jordan, I don't think Willie Jordan says we can't put the whisper spinners and stylistics down. I don't know what to tell you.
He's right. You can't go wrong with old school music.
No, you can't. You can't. Not with this dance. See,
but the younger people definitely need their music.
Here's
too.
the thing. I'm trying not to be.
Well, you get and let me say this, and I'm gonna plug the Universal Circus, right? And I'm gonna tell you why this is so important.
They stepping over there, ain't they? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you they do that's really effective, and they got 3 to all the way up to people in their 50s, 60s, 70s. What they do, they got a segment, and I think Cleo is one of the people that be in this segment. They get a session where they have a old school couple, and they do it by age range.
Oh wow!
At an old school couple, then they got somebody in they maybe 30s, and then they got somebody maybe that's smaller, and they all act out to different music, but they playing everybody's music, and so it's very successful, and they've done that every year. And you're talking about all people, all ages, people taking their kids there. I've always went to it, but it just clicked in my head like they bringing all of these cultures together and they acting out their music, right? And they are having a ball. And that's true. You do need the whispers and the OJs, but you also need their music, right? Yeah. They got to hear something that's going to keep them there. And it cannot be one-sided and we think we're going to have some. It got to be everything, because where you have that, that's almost the same thing as saying, I want a black only water fountain. That's not going to work, right? Because you have other cultures that need to get that same water, right? So I can't say this is going to be just for you guys, right? Now, and I'm not telling nobody to do nothing with their party, but if you're trying to take this thing to another level, I think the person that does that marries all of those cultures, then you got people and their kids there. And look what this does, right? Let's say they got a boy and a girl, right? And I'm playing their mother's music, their father's music, and their kids' music. Guess what they probably going to be doing? They're probably going to be doing this dance together, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm only playing their parents or their great-grandparents' music, guess what I'm going to have at that party? Those two groups and not the...
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
It is not a thing. And if they can do this in the circus,
we can do it on the street.
We can do this instead.
That's why Chicago's the shit. We had Shawn Valentine at the Taste, and I didn't even know they was stepping in the damn in the circus.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So I think it's a necessity, man, that we find a way to bridge this gap, because I'm kind of tired of the back and forth. But the disrespect must stop. It must stop on both sides. It has to stop. If we can do that alone, we will be headed toward a solution. And I'd rather see us find a way to do this where we're not having one group over here like, oh, this is what we doing over here. To hell with y'all. Because my thing is, if the new generation is going to separate from what this dance is, then cool. Ain't nobody in the old school mad. Just go over there and do that and call it something else. We cool with that. And I don't want to see that either because the youth is a resource.
We
We
need
have to
them.
carry this forward, and without
Yes,
them,
yes.
we can't do
Well,
that.
you know, as a union man, united we stand, divided we fall.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Every
Absolutely.
every time.
Yeah,
Every-
it's in everything.
Reggie
Yeah.
Miles says, "How is it that other salsa and waltz can last hundred of the years, hundreds of years?" Reggie, I agree with you. I am from that. I am from that school of thought. However,
Because they respect their culture and their traditions.
and I was just about to say this
and
right here.
black people have some kind of little.
It ain't some kind of little. I'm about to explain it to you. Y'all know. Y'all forget I did the Black Factor. You dig? I wrote that book. Let me explain something to you. One of the problems that we have, if you look at the history of the globe itself and the history of other cultures and their time on Earth, and where the people who have migrated to this country, and see, we get caught up in this bubble living in this country, and we fail to understand and forget that as black people, we want to identify as Africans, but the simple fact is that we are a group of people without a historical culture. Our culture only extends back 400 and some years. And even that part was not a culture. It was actually the period after which. And if you think about our own development of the culture that we exist in, which really is a lot of it is not even our own because we've assimilated so much to the way other people function in this country, we only have 100 good years of our own development of culture. So you're going to always have us trying to make changes or do things that we think is better. We don't have anything to reach back for that goes beyond that. So and if you think about it, as far as black dance is concerned, this is fairly new in the grand scheme of everything that's going on in the world. This is we're new. We're infants in this. So we're still trying to find our way. We're still trying to find our place. We're like children learning to walk again. So
Yeah.
we have to find, and this is why I'm so adamant about the youth doing their thing, but just showing respect for where it came from, why it came through this way, and learning from the people who are properly qualified to give it to you. Because a lot of people out here, and I say this all the time, my wife like to jump on me, all these so-called instructors who are not teaching the entire game. They're teaching people how to count to 8, and they think they got it. That don't even scratch the surface for what this dance is. And in the words of Reggie Miles, you still got bopping and walking to go with it. All of that's part of this. Y'all's generation grew up, for the most part, and maybe those a little younger than you, they didn't even slow dance. We couldn't wait for the damn slow songs to come on when we was growing up. So they don't even know what it is to be intimate and just want to hold a girl for a few minutes at a party. You know, a lot of cats came to the party just for that part. They'd do the other dances, but it was like, okay, here we go, y'all. All that's gone.
Or skating. We was doing that. We just wanted to do that to some slow music.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And them same songs that he mentioned, you know, that he mentioned the stylistics and some of that old stuff, man, that we get down to, the Delphonics. Man, look. And Delphonics was before my time. But I love me some Delphonics, you dig? It's
But I think you brought up a good point too. We listen to what our parents listen to, right? And I'm gonna tell you, some of my friends are in their 50s, they got kids, and you know what they listening to?
mm-hmm.
They are also listening to that trap music too.
Yeah.
And so kids, you got a few of them. Like that, some of them they gonna play Anita Baker, they Luther Van, they gonna play all that in their house.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the parents that are in their 40s, they listening to trap. So it's like
I agree.
Listening to
that's
all of the music.
That's their soundtrack.
Okay,
we all have a soundtrack that we love that it reminds us of time, places, and people.
Excuse this might be ignorant on my part. What DJs DJing with trap music for Steppin? Is that a thing?
I don't know. And I'm gonna say Will might play some trap music. Will Barnes might play trap music at his parties. I don't know that any other Steppin DJs will do it. Now I'm gonna tell you, when I had my birthday last year, I told Myron to play it, but I don't really think it's a lot of DJs that are doing that right now. So
you know what's going to take for that to happen?
what?
DJs of y'all's generation are going to have to develop into stepping DJ.
And then that attract more younger
right,
people
and
to
then
want to
more
come
young
in and
people
learn
are going to
step.
come to
Look
that.
at Sean's eyes got big.
Yeah, I know. He like, oh, I don't want that.
You don't want that on your plate?
I don't either. I don't want to see that. But I mean, because I
Hey,
prefer.
look, you got a DJ. You a DJ. Y'all can make that happen.
They too old.
They
They can't
But
do
now
trap
hold on.
music.
But then let me say this right here, and this is, and I'm getting ready to take a shot at other DJs, okay? Because now that I've become a DJ myself, and there are certain dynamics that I understand, I also understand this right here. A lot of DJs truly have no business sometimes playing these sets. Here's why. When you do, and here's what I mean. And this was part of the conversation I had that I was telling you about the other night while I'm sitting up in Heroes. We were in the back on the patio. He said, let's do the math. He said, every day in Chicago, you can go to a set. He said, that's 365 days out the year. Now, you only got a handful of DJs that play stepping music. Well, the decent ones. He said, if you think about how many songs that they play, you're going to hear certain songs over and over and over and over and over. And I believe Reggie Miles was the one that threatened to blow his own brains out if he heard a particular song again himself. But see, here's the problem. What?
Just laughing what you said with
Because Reggie be tripping. So here go the problem. The fact is, there is a ton of steppers music that a lot of DJs don't even damn play. Now, part of the problem for that, and I'm criticizing the DJs now, they don't train their crowd. Let's keep it 100. And I use one song in particular that you hardly ever hear. Now, I don't know about in Chicago because a lot of places I DJ ain't in Chicago. But when you're outside of Chicago, understand how strange people may look at you in particular markets when you play China Doll. They like, what?
Ooh, that's a hit right there.
You feel me? You see what I'm saying?
I played China Down Sunday at Heroes.
But y'all in Chicago though. Y'all are in Chicago.
The aisle was packed.
Play that outside Chicago.
You were supposed to wait till I got there to play that. But go ahead.
You were supposed to get there earlier because I had something for you in the queue.
See?
He said Jay Boogie, I guess, plays trap music.
Right, but see, here's my thing. What I'm saying is that you got certain DJs that will never put that in their rotation. Now, if you do the real math on music, I'm gonna put it this way: my folders that I use for stepping music songs are in the tens of thousands. There's no reason, and I ain't talking about no garbage. I'm talking about some good hardcore stepping music. But you get these DJs, they get into this safe zone where they play certain music because they're like, okay, so and so, they're gonna want to hear this, and you know what I'm saying? And they stick to them safe songs. Good DJs not only introduce music, they play the songs that have been around the game forever that other people just don't play. You got to be able to do that, and you got to be able to. But you also have to be able to do it and understand what you playing. Because one other thing, if y'all ever see them shirts that Sharnista sells, that say "Steppin' is a whole vibe." Guess what? You can't play just any R&B song and it's a stepper song. That ain't how this works.
Right.
You got to understand what stepping music really is.
But you have to understand your crowd as well. You have to understand your crowd. Absolutely. Who's in the building.
There you go.
And what will work and what won't work. Right. And like you said, you gotta know how to introduce new music.
That's right.
It's because I can just drop a song and nobody will get up. They'll be like, "What is that?" Mm-hmm. But you got a certain way you can play it. Mm-hmm. Well, you got people dancing, and you can kind of blend it in with what's playing already while people are on the floor, and they'll keep dancing to it. Because as a stepper, and I had an argument with a friend of mine, a debate, well, I can't dance to rap music. Well, as a stepper, we dance to a beat.
That's right. We can dance to
not to a lyric. We dance to a beat.
No, we
and
can
if the beat is good, you can get down.
Yeah.
But once you get seasoned behind the turntables, in my opinion, you study your crowd as they come in the door.
Yeah.
But that's an art. And I'm gonna tell you, like, even when I come to your house, Nevils, you would be like, well, what you think about this? Or you're like, what are they playing here? And that's the conversation that gotta happen. You're open to it, right? And you brought up another good point. I remember going to Club Karma, and when I got there on certain nights, Mellow Chris was gonna play certain kind of music. He knew his crowd. It was like, okay, this person like that. They gonna get down to this. They gonna do these things. And so then you got DJs that are open to and it's not criticism, it's just suggestions. If your audience is, or if this song is hot right now, or you can bring a song into a rotation,
gonna play it.
just play it, and it's
Right.
and that's
Well, what
part.
happens too, Sean, what you guys probably not or know is like certain people make requests, right? So, and I'm gonna give you like Louis Valentine. He likes enchantment is you that I need. So I know if ain't nobody dancing, I know he's gonna get on the floor when I see him in the building.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people ask for requests, and you know their songs, and you play it when you see them at the set, and it works. You know what I'm saying? And it works. It's just,
But
and once you learn your crowd,
yeah,
the disc jockeying part is easy.
yeah, yeah. That's a thing. But then it's even because I see it, and I've stood there sometimes when people ask for certain suggestions. It's like, how you gonna get around to that? But they make it work, right? They like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, you bring it in this way, because it's like you can't go from left to all the way right. Like, no, you got.
But see, we get criticized when somebody say, "Hey, man, can you play such and such?" You say, "That's a good request. Yes, I got you." And then the next record, they come up there like, "What's up, man? You ain't even play my song." I said, "I got you. I told you, I got you. I can't just drop it right now unless it go with what's the flow. Now, if it's going with the flow right now, I can play it next. But if it don't go with the flow, you might not hear it for 2 or 3 songs down the road."
A good DJ told me one time when I was starting my DJ journey, he said it's a DJ's job to tell a story. It's his job to take that music and make the people feel some kind of way in that room.
Right.
And I can tell you, I've had people come to me with requests that just was not part of the rotation. They just was not gonna fit into where I was going with the music and where I was taking my crowd. And they get upset sometimes, but I just, hey, sorry. But
Yeah.
you just have to, like Kevin said, you got to know who your people are. You know what I mean? You got to know, and I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky, but I have a feel for Stepper's music. I know what's gonna pop. There's just something in me like the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I know what's gonna pop. I know it. Ain't no doubt in my mind. I can play something nobody heard it, and I know it's gonna make the crowd move.
And you should play it.
Exactly. So it's one of them things where, some people have to work harder than others at this. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is it's about the people. Gentlemen, we have damn near hit 2 hours. Y'all,
We ain't got to go. We ain't talked about the contestants, man. All the winners.
Man, we done talked about every damn thing under the sun. Okay.
Except for what we supposed to talk about.
All right. Hey, look. Hey, listen. Long as my audience want to listen, Jack, we can talk till the cows come home. This is my show. We do what we want.
Well, let's see some hearts. We want to see some hearts. If y'all want us to keep going for a little bit longer,
show me some hearts. We gonna keep the show rolling. I ain't mad. Hey, bring me my dinner. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. Look.
That ain't fair. I need somebody over here to fix me some dinner.
Hey, too, Nevils.
I see them hearts. They rolling,
hearts
Brian.
flying, baby. They flying. Okay, we still in the mix then.
Hey, can we start from the top? Can we start with the beginners?
You know what? While we doing that, let me finish because I never did finish the categories for judging, and then we can go into the contestants and what took place because we do have some congratulations to go on. Yeah, he hanging with us. Okay, so the first
one. Let me just say congratulations to Shawn again on his victory.
Absolutely.
Keep up the good work, man.
You broke the internet, Shawn. You broke it, man. You done broke
it. To you and Drew.
So I got to put an order in for my jacket to go with my pants. So by next year I can possibly look like Crystal.
Why you didn't buy the jacket when you bought the pants?
I don't know, because
I
it's
didn't
hot
have
now.
it at
We in
that time.
Texas. It's hot as hell.
You
You
don't
don't want
need,
a jacket.
you ain't give her enough money, man.
Yeah, double up
I
on
ain't even
that.
got nothing to say. I can't even say nothing to that. hey, look, I don't hand out money. She take my money. What you talking about? I'm the one to get the allowance, Jack. Look.
Hey,
Okay, y'all. This is the
What's Shawn side of here?
I ain't touching that.
Oh,
this is a copy, you all, of the actual score sheet.
can't nobody see it.
Well, the light is washing that out. I'm trying to get it at an angle. Okay, this is a copy of the actual score sheet from the competition. Now, if you notice each of these right here, let me see, I'm trying to get it in the camera. Wait a minute, with my finger. Damn. Each of these right here is a category. Then it is numbered from 1 through 10 all the way across. Vanna Black is going to show y'all what we talking about.
Shit, Vanna Black is in
See,
bad
you making
shape.
it worse. Anyway, you get the general idea. So the very first one is appearance, and I explained earlier how the appearance, most people judge the appearance. Then you have originality, you have synchronization, showmanship, and footwork. These are the 5 categories that you judged on in the competition.
And the number went from 1 to 10.
1 to 10, right.
Okay.
So let's start, you guys, with the beginners
What's up,
category,
Cheryl?
even though I know we hit it a little bit.
What's up, Cheryl? Team No Sleep.
Team No
Yeah,
Sleep.
Team No Sleep.
My girl.
The beginners category was
Yeah, Stuart and Candace.
a yes.
Well, both of them from Atlanta. I know he was from Atlanta. And he was 22 years old.
21, 22. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Young dude, he got out there and beasted it, man. He killed it. Him and his partner did the damn thing. They got it in. I enjoyed watching them dance. They were excited. They had all the qualities I like to see in a contestant, man. They got out there and looked like they had a ball.
Yeah, they had fun.
They did.
Shawn, is that important as a competitor? Because I've never been on that stage. Is that one of the things that's very important about being in this dance, that you should enjoy it and really have fun with it when you're on stage?
They didn't look brand new to
They
me.
really didn't.
No, they didn't.
They didn't look nervous.
That gets points, because your best when you having fun, even in the club.
They didn't look brand new.
She said, yes, they both from Atlanta. Hey, Cheryl, do you know who taught them, what class they come out of?
I could tell you, I know Cheryl Poe worked with them.
Oh, Sugarfoot had her hands on them. Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
All right, so now what is it?
Okay, then we had 60 and over. I don't even
know. Sheila and
I was about to say
Jacques
Sanders.
Yeah, Jacques Sanders, and what was the lady's name?
Her name was Sheila.
Okay.
Yeah, Jock got it in.
And Jock had on some red bottom Louis Vuitton shoes on.
Yeah.
I had.
Yes.
Okay.
So
has Jock won before, or was that his first win?
I want to say that's his first win.
Okay. Dig that.
I'm sorry. Somebody put in class act steppers taught the beginners in Atlanta. Not sure.
Okay.
And they said somebody said they believe Reese Turner, so we don't know. Okay. Stuart Clark is from Class Act Steppers of ATL. That's what Lynn John said. Okay, good deal.
Well, yeah, they probably had a couple of stuff.
When I asked him, he did tell
me.
Why you yelling? I don't know. Damn. When I asked him, he did tell me Class Act Steppers, but I haven't been in Atlanta.
But now I'm gonna say this
I didn't
too.
know who it was.
I noticed, and this. Let me give a shout out to Atlanta. And I don't know who put this on or who did this, but let me give a huge shout out to that community down there, because I saw where somebody gave a set to help support them coming to the world's largest and help to provide for their transportation and their accommodations to be in this contest. Shouts out to Atlanta for that move right there. They came out and they helped them get there, man. That was a beautiful thing.
That's,
a lot of other places
the kind of love I'm talking about. We need to keep going in the Steppers community, man. That shouts out to them. That's great.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. So, moving forward, we got Jock at 60 and old. Okay. I need my glasses. They in my hand. Walkers. Walking category. Kevin, who?
Bobby Taylor and Sherry Gordon.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Wait. Did they have for walkers just one place, or was it first and
yes.
second?
It's always
winner take all. Now I ain't gonna lie. I expected, and I don't, because we don't know where they placed that, but in the walkers category, I really did expect to see, and I wish there had been more. I mean, because there were so many contestants, I wish there had been more awards given. A second and a third. because of course Chase is one of my favorites, and then Nike and Crystal did their thing. Now, and man, there was so many good couples. I'm sitting here tripping. I'm looking at all of them, and we had Tick Man and Margaret Fisher. That's always a good show. Then of course we had Royce.
Too many to read.
Well, yeah, it really is, ain't it? I'm sitting here looking
So
like that.
just
It's
move
too many.
on. We discussed
Maurice
who
Turner,
the walker was.
yeah, and Shawnee Johnson. Then okay, fine.
Go
Tory
to
Jones.
the next one, New School.
Right. We had Tim Jones and Tory Lynch. Okay, go to the New School.
See how you don't listen.
You see how she just trying to run me around, y'all. You see how
Slow down, lady.
you ain't
Slow
the boss
down,
of
lady.
me. Look, you ain't the boss of me. Hey,
where you'll see that.
I'm going to get a drink.
bring me a drink. Bring me some cold water. Then
That's
we had
where I'll see that.
New School, y'all. Look, yeah, bring everybody a drink while you playing. Look, bring these fellas something to drink. Then we had New School.
You want to start from third place?
Yeah, start from third.
Yeah, Tori and Genevieve.
Yeah.
From Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Tori Robinson and Genevieve Bober. Yeah. Second place.
Nike and Crystal.
Yep. He's very excited about that placement, by the way. They got a hell of a thing going on, man. That Texas Heat is going to be a beast this year. And who we have at first?
Tick and Denise.
Tick and Danita Garner. Okay. Tick Man. There's a fellow with a lot of trophies.
Yeah. All
right. Best of the best. Wait a minute. We didn't do old school, did we?
Old school.
Yeah, old school. Old school original.
Third place, we got Jamie and Shaney Johnson.
What did we say? First place for old school. Oh no, you know what? Yeah, we did. We did that. Okay.
We didn't do old school, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go back. Old school third place.
Third place. Jamie and Shaney Johnson. Now, in my opinion, I think they did well enough to place first.
They did an excellent job, man.
When you do stuff like this that I do, you get a lot of phone calls. You get a lot of people calling and voicing opinions. And nobody's gonna ever be happy with any of these decisions. But being honest.
Well, don't say nobody.
The only
just say some people.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't say nobody's gonna be happy. Just say some.
Hey man. Okay, there are gonna be individuals who don't know how to act. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this here. The only two categories that were uncontested were beginners and man on man. Now, I heard static about every other category.
Yeah.
So old school second.
Doc and Lisa.
Yeah, Doc and Lisa.
Okay. Yeah. They had a good dance. And Doc, he Michael Jackson does with them socks again. That was he did that.
And the young lady scared me to death, man. I thought she was finna back up off that stage.
Oh, no.
And everybody in my row was hollering. And Doc back was to us at the time. So I don't know if he told her that's enough, but I can see that when she stopped, she turned and looked at the floor. And they kept getting down, and everybody just sat back down like ooh, in relief.
I
was like, "Oh, sweetheart, please don't fall off."
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. The replay is real good.
First place old school. That was Royce Banks and
Miss Carrier.
Yeah.
What'd you say her name was? Miss what?
Carrier.
Okay.
Yeah, Royce Banks and Carrier McKay. And then of course we had the man of the hour, Mr. Bandy, and his partner, Drury Alexander, who just broke the internet, had my whole thing collapsing over.
Yeah. Man, I got about 20 text messages. Y'all cut off.
Yeah, man, listen, people was blowing me up. Like, what's wrong
and
when I
looked to the right, everybody in my row was with their phone like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And I should have took a picture of it because it was.
We literally
I was
had
in
people
awe. I was
in
like,
the room
what?
watching on our live stream instead of looking at the stage. Craziest thing I ever seen before.
And I don't think people understand live streaming versus, like a cell phone thing. And live streaming is a little different.
Yeah. Brian, I don't know what you said to me, but my brother was watching, and he watched it today.
Uh-huh.
And Shawn, you know my brother who was over here when we was dancing in my
Yeah,
dining room. He
yeah.
said, man, I was watching nephew, and when it was over, Brian said something to me. I said, no, it's over. Yeah, I think Brian said, man, it's gonna be hard for somebody to follow them. I said, man, it's over. It's over. Ain't no
Real
more
talk.
contestants. They shouldn't even go up there.
So somebody named Willie Jordan put up a comment. He said, if it was up to him, Maurice and his partner would have won. I love Bobby and Sherry's dance, but Maurice really got down.
Yeah, he
Right.
did do a job.
Yes, he
Like,
did.
Now
Yes, he
let's
did.
talk about the
You know,
I
colors.
wish you stopped doing that.
unfortunately, everybody can't win.
No.
And what we don't know
Talking about
as
fashion.
onlookers, uh, did they win by 1 point or did they win by several
Right.
points? We don't know.
So do you think they should show the scores?
I'm,
That's a
I'm gonna
double
I
edged
know it's
sword.
been a disaster in the
That's
past.
a double edged sword.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is. I'm gonna say this. I've been in contests where they show scores. I ain't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I know about our city
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Somebody
Chicago
gonna
is a
cut up.
that's a hard market to be showing
Somebody
scores.
gonna cut up.
well, and this is the other thing. So I think if we did that, maybe like with a 2-3 year plan, and gradually brought
Well,
that.
they show scores in the dunk contest, so
He said the dunk contest.
So I'm gonna go with this again. They also got
Man,
some
you
real
bad
good.
as Nike. He got a sports analogy
if,
for
if,
every damn
if
thing.
the NBA can do it, we
But
probably
what do
can
y'all
too.
think about audience participation also?
It's you got to check all the boxes, and I'm gonna tell people this. I've been telling people for years. You don't go into the contest to edge your way into a place. It's always first. It's
That's
not.
right.
Right.
It's
First or
not.
nothing.
That's right.
Oh, I want to get in a place.
If you
No,
ain't going to win, you shouldn't get in.
Nah.
I
That part
I
right
say
there.
when I put my clothes on, I'm gonna spend some money, and I don't plan on spending it to not get none back. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's I go in with the attitude of no, we not going here to play with this. We're gonna go to win, not
Now, I'm gonna say this though. In this particular competition, I was especially surprised. Well, not surprised. I think I was tripping because of the fact that to me the competition was so tight. I don't know if I would have wanted to be a judge in that situation. Some of that stuff, I saw something good from a lot of people, and I
Everybody.
knew
Mhm.
just by the roster of individuals whom I know, a lot of whom I know personally, I
Mhm.
knew it was going to be stiff, and it was. It was a lot of really good stuff going on, and everybody seemed to do something that made you go, oh, and you're
Because
like,
I
man,
thought Selwyn and Erica did a great
man,
job.
Selwyn did a fantastic job.
For them to not place, I was kind of surprised.
Now I'm gonna say this though, the very first category on this sheet is appearance. Everybody looked great. I
Everybody.
I
Yeah.
was very very happy with the fashion
now,
in general. Hell, the people in the audience even looked great.
The
now I'm gonna
color
say this
Right.
was
to
pink
that. I'm
and
gonna say
mauve.
this to that
Look.
because
You see, she got her pink. She got
it
her
is
pink.
it is a fine line in getting prepared for the contest
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to attire, right? Um, it is a it is very important to not, to your point, give a judge a reason to ding you in certain areas. And when I say the line is fine, when you performing, it doesn't need to be a question of do I need to give you this score or that score, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you leave doubt there,
Mm. You ain't
those
gonna win.
1 and 2 points will hurt you. And I
Right.
have been on
Yeah.
both sides of this thing. Like I have
Mhm.
judged this contest, I have competed in it. And what I will say, coming down off the judge's seat and being a contestant, it made me respect and check those boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I get on the stage, you giving me a 10 because I'm gonna bring the clothes, right? And I'm bringing everything with it. Um, Everybody did look nice. I will say some outfits were a little bit more casual than what I probably would have put
Mm-hmm.
on.
Okay.
And what I know about this court of judges, this is when you got to know your audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
If these people been dancing over 30, 40, 50
They're
years,
gonna expect you to be right.
you got to come in there with something that's like, okay, I don't need to. And I guarantee some of these people that probably didn't get some places, that's probably one of the things that hurt them. And I haven't even seen all of the videos, but I do know it has hurt me before. And I thought I had checked the box. It was like, well, that didn't match with that right on. And so in my mind, I'm a fashion forward person, but I got to know my audience. If they not that fashion forward, I need to make this real simple for you. Here's this blue and that's that blue. I don't need you to question what is happening with clothes. So I'm glad you brought that up.
You look like Shawn Bandy when you come up there. You don't look like Bozo the Clown. You don't change your appearance. You know what I'm saying? This is how we see you.
Says the man
when
with 400
when there's not a competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you get a 10 when you come in there looking like Shawn Bandy and not Bozo.
Yeah.
Real talk.
That's an easy 10 points, right? If you have your
That's
outfits together.
easy,
Absolutely.
I got a question for the ambassador.
Wait a minute, that goes back to the culture and the respect and the history, because
Absolutely.
those are 10 points, but you got to know your culture, respect the history.
Yeah. I got a question for the ambassador. What made you pick pink for us to wear? He told me we was trying to decide what our wardrobe was gonna be.
Well,
he told me, he was like, man, we gonna wear pink. I was like, why are we wearing pink? But okay,
well,
I'm with it.
Well, I like when I wear my pink, I think of my mother.
Oh, okay. All right. See, now you
think
got
of my
me.
mother.
Okay, I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm quiet.
Yeah. Yep. She was a breast cancer survivor. You know, she passed away of natural causes, August the 10th, 2015. Of natural causes. She was 85 years old. You know, and when I wear pink, I think of my mother. I got my mother with me.
Okay.
Now you gonna have us all crying. That's nice.
Producer lady crazy, man. I'm paying no attention.
It was sentimental. Now,
All
I
right.
mean, that's a good thing.
What,
But pink was the color. It's weird.
Shout out to Mama D Nevils.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
But pink was the color. It's crazy. A lot of people had pink and mauve on.
Yeah.
Shawn and them, you had mauve.
Pink.
Yeah, it was pink or mauve.
Yeah.
Shawn
That was the theme this year. Yeah. It was definitely a running theme.
Yeah. Everybody looked good, man.
Last year was
but everybody looked great, man. No, really nobody, and not even holding words, that nobody looked out of place.
No.
Yeah.
You know, not even Maurice Thomas, my homie.
That's right.
He looked good.
Somebody put a question up, and they said to them, it's a blurred line between new school and old school. Can you help with that? Can you, they said some of the people in the original, they said some of the people in the original look like new school. Because some people in the original was doing footwork, which we know was original, right?
Well,
there is footwork in the original.
But in the original this time, they were saying some people still looked like they were new school, but wasn't doing footwork. But it was some people doing footwork, so they was just wondering about the points on that. And
well,
those are people that probably didn't score well neither.
What you get ready to say, Shawn? He got uncomfortable.
Yeah, because this is a sore topic for people, right? I just happen to do a lot of studying and talking and conversations about what old school is, right? A lot of the old schoolers back in the day, they danced a certain dance, right? And you think about this dance, it was derived from the bop, right?
Right.
So if I can get close to that with the timing of my dance, I probably can get in that category, right? But as a definition, when it comes to new school, you're going to get the cliche answers. If you're doing triple turns and your moves are real sharp, meaning And a good example of that is Andre Blackwell. Like, he is new school all the way, right? He can dance to old school music.
He hated. He hated.
But but you his whole movements, that's
Yes.
he doing. He with the new, like, he doing all of that.
Yes.
He doing, but you got an old school person, and I'll use maybe a Kevin Nevils at the party. He not doing all that. He's gonna keep this real nice and
Gonna keep it
smooth.
neat and clean.
He probably ain't gonna be doing a whole bunch of turning. It's gonna be a
Yes,
real
Susu.
groovy dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say groovy, the time is gonna look different, right? And I'm gonna tell people, I want to say Don Vick called this out maybe 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't tuned into the culture of Chicago stepping to sharpen your understanding of the dance, you're gonna have a hard time in that contest with somebody that did, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
it is a thing that requires some research. I can probably show that, but I'm not the best at explaining it. But I can tell you that those things and those examples that you can see will probably be a good example of what you need to be doing. If you've seen some folks like you've watched I'm thinking of a person that danced in old school before. Ferris. He probably ain't doing a whole lot of terming. He just gonna straight dance, right? And it's gonna be a groovy dance. He might have, you know, a certain posture in his dance, right? He not doing a whole lot of turning. And the other thing that boils down to is when you have time to talk to these people that are considered old schoolers and dance with them, that gets you ready for whatever category you're getting in. And so a lot of these folks I call out, like the Foxettes. I dance with all of them. They all got some different timing, but they all got old school moves, right?
Mhm.
So um
But see,
I
you listen, Sean. What I learned from you tonight is that you're a listener. And what
Yes.
Brian said about you earlier, and not even today, he said it Saturday, that you and Drew was a study of the culture and study of this dance.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
you just proved it to me tonight when you
yeah,
talk everything you're saying about all the people you dance with and what they had to say. And
yeah,
all I heard from you was you listen.
yeah. They'll
Boom.
tell you.
And look
They
where he at. There's
yeah,
the difference. A
yeah.
lot of people
And
could take some lessons from it. Period.
well,
Point blank.
that's true. If you look up on that judges panel and you see some folks that you done ran across that have given you their view of what this dance is about, you probably need to put that in your back pocket.
Yep. Look, wouldn't be a bad
Y'all
idea
heard it.
now, would it?
I don't think they heard you. Say it again.
Say it again.
And when you look up at that panel, because I looked for we got on the stage, I said, oh yeah, we gotta take it all the way back there. Because they gotta be able to relate.
Mhm.
Because there was some old heads up there.
Ooh,
Yes.
it was a lot of vets up there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yep. All right. So let me see. We had.
Some more questions. I'm gonna ask this while he's looking for the questions. Did you go out and dance any other days before the contest? Because I noticed some of the people in the contest did
I
not.
thought I saw him.
Oh, I went to
We saw
I
him
would
out.
say
Man, this dude dance every day.
You went
say no,
where?
He dancing right now. You just don't see his
Where
feet.
You
did
just
you go?
can't see his feet moving.
Where did you go,
oh
Shawn?
man. So I danced on Wednesday. I did not on Thursday, or I went out Friday. And of course, I don't care what's happening. I'm going to Donnie Davis class on Saturday. That's happening.
Okay.
And so we
Right.
went.
Donnie Davis is a great instructor.
That's a hidden gem. He done put a lot of people on.
Donnie Davis is. Let me tell you something. A lot of people. He don't get near the credit that he's due for a lot of these dancers out here.
Hey, Donnie, I went to Donnie And it took me time before I could go and understand what he was gonna be able to give me. But once I was able to understand it, it was like, oh, this Donnie on a whole nother level. Like this dude done put a lot of people in place, and you're right, he don't get a lot of credit.
We have some footage of him. Was it when I was working in the salon?
We got some footage of him from back in probably 92. 1 or 2.
Yeah, of him dancing.
He ain't even seen it yet. I shot this video. We was fooling around in a spot one night that a friend of mine owned, and it's gonna trip him out when he see it. I keep saying I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna pull that footage out because we was up in there, man. We was in there getting it in.
You need to.
Matter of fact, he had a little half-ass ponytail. No, I don't think. No, he didn't have no ponytail. He had a fade, and he had on a red suit. I got that. I had the ponytail, right? That's Kevin. Kevin, he tripping.
Watch him, y'all. Watch him.
Hey, man.
Watch him.
Kevin. You gotta cut that off, man. Kevin.
Shut the show down.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
You trying to get my show shut down, man?
No.
That was the call right there. I say, hey.
He trying to get you out your seat. I know what he's doing. He wants you to put the camera on your feet. I know what he's trying to do.
You ain't gonna get me today. I'm gonna tell you.
That Mike has been in the contest.
Speaking of which, his ass, Mr. Broke Toe, Mr. Gone Toe, he was one of the he was one of the judges. Has he shown y'all his foot? He made sure to show me his foot. Like, look, man, look, it's gone. My toe gone. Like, come on, Mike. Really?
Who?
You know his foot. You know he lost his toe, man.
Who did?
Westside Mike.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, an accident.
So Kevin didn't get to
cutting
see
trees. No, Kevin didn't get to see his toe. He showed it to me.
No, I didn't see it.
Right. All right, y'all. We getting ready to call this. We getting ready to call it for the night, man. Y'all done drug me out. Y'all are too damn interesting. I can't have 2 interesting people on the show at the same time. It take too long. Y'all.
Well, I want to say this.
Look, she over here pulling out more paper. Talking about I want to say this.
We got to say this. We brought a lady with us, which has only been dancing like 2 years. Now, keep in mind, we're in San Antonio. We don't have an instructor down here. So she's been learning, bits and pieces. And I keep saying, you got to go to Chicago. Well, now she already planning to come back to Chicago. She was turned out. She was like, oh, my God, the men are so smooth in the lead. And she just had a good time. I told him,
don't look none of y'all in the eyes or she going to be bit like a damn vampire. She going to be messing. Don't look them Chicago men in the eyes. You won't go home.
Yeah, she said she was just amazed. Gonna turn the stone. She said the food. She said the food, the people are so friendly. And we took her like on the, we didn't do no tour stuff. We did Southside, everything. So she was just amazed. So she's already booking her trip to come back because she was like, I'm going to take a class. So she did do Donnie Davis class, and they put her in the beginners.
She got to go. She got to go when it ain't a bunch of people here.
Yeah, and she enjoyed it.
From out of town.
She was like, I get it now. She said, I understand it now, the culture and the history. And she's like, she has a whole new respect for the dance. So she was like, now she has to start all over. She's like, but she loves it.
She's just in line with everybody else who didn't grow up doing this and saw it.
Right.
They done caught this stepping bug, man.
That's it.
It done been some love.
Baby,
we done got some new babies because of stepping. Some divorces because of stepping. Some marriages because of stepping.
Real talk.
That's when we met stepping.
I met her at Chick Rick's while you playing. Look.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Look, Shawn said, whoa. Exactly.
I was leaving out of the front part from the step and going to the back for the house music, and we met in between.
No comment.
Hey,
it was that dress she had on, bro. Real talk. I'm just saying.
Crystal, that's when I had a figure like yours, girl.
Yeah. Well, again, on behalf of Ambassador Entertainment, I would like to say congratulations to all the contestants.
Definitely.
And a big special congratulations to all the winners. And a big shout out to Pete Fraser and the Majestic Gents, man, for just throwing such a huge event continuously for 31 years.
Yes.
And Brian pointed something out Saturday night. We had over 2,000 African Americans in one room, and not one incident.
Nope.
That's you.
Period.
Class
Not one.
act. Class act.
Black
Class.
excellence, black
Class.
excellence. This is what
Yeah.
that's what this dance represents. Black excellence.
Because it does crack me.
Oh,
Well, I'm
what?
not going to Chicago. The crime is bad and all of that. We didn't see nothing. I didn't see no incidents, no craziness. Well, one crazy thing, but I mean, it wasn't
What
nothing
was that?
bad. The man we saw on the bus stop with no clothes on.
Yeah, but that wasn't
I mean,
crazy.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, but
I'm just
nothing,
saying.
yeah, nothing really crazy. Last time we was home,
Nothing violent.
last time we was at home in August, we saw a man on his porch naked down on the low end. So you get to see crazy shit when you go home, but nothing was bad. So I hope people who live outside of Chicago that love this dance, they need to go to Chicago to get it. It'll help with a lot. And then we still didn't discuss the women's lead at Heroes on Sunday.
Oh,
Crystal tore that shit up. Crystal from Dallas, Texas. Lindy and
Crystal Holmes.
Yeah.
Listen,
She tore that shit up.
Tore the flow up, Jack.
Really?
Shouts out to the Holmes family. She clowned,
Def-
bruh. So, listen, Heroes was off the chain Sunday. We didn't even get that far. Look, Heroes was off the chain, man. I got some footage up, some man-on-man, Footwork James, Nike Tick, Scorpio, Junebug. Oh, they was in there clowning, man.
They was.
Yes.
It was.
But
Shawn was there.
that female lead,
Yeah.
the female lead contest, the way Crystal and Lindy did their thing, it was almost like Shawn and Drew in the man-on-man. They shut it down. It wasn't nothing else talking about. Nobody else needed to get on the floor.
Yeah, because everybody left off the stage, off the floor.
It was over. It was
Hey,
already
you
over.
got that footage on your page?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. It's on
yeah.
my page. They
Okay.
killed it. She killed it.
Were you
man.
there then, Shawn?
I was there. I couldn't see
He had
it.
just walked in the
room,
door.
Oh.
The room. Listen, if you wasn't already over there by the floor, you wasn't getting over there.
Yeah, that's why I just sat in the back. I'm like, I can't see nothing. I can't even look at the mirrors and see.
Yeah, it was crowded.
You should have put your phone on. You'd have seen it on my page. Look.
Yeah, he
Inside
got
stepping,
that lady.
baby.
He
Always
told
hang
me
with
he
inside
got,
stepping.
he got that lady. He told me he got caught by the train.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I know better than to touch that messing with you. I ain't on. I'm gonna stick with that one.
It's all good, nephew.
So, we got anything else? We done.
Yeah, that
She
was
gonna
all the
find
main-
something else. You know my wife will pull. Oh, by the way, let me ask you. What?
We talked about the office. We talked about the contest. We thanked everybody. We thank Pete for giving Inside Steppin opportunity, and he enjoyed it. Oh, Donnie Davis class in the food. Who the hell made that coleslaw? It was so damn good. And,
Well,
that's it.
Wow.
That's all, folks.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, listen, Kevin and Shawn, look, man, I appreciate both of you, or should I say, ambassador from the embassy, Shawn Bandy, and I thank y'all for coming on, man, and helping us entertain the people and give some knowledge about the game, because that's what we do at Inside Steppin'. We figure out solutions and we don't point out problems.
I want to let the people know, Brian. Stay tuned right here, Inside Steppin', each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, for details for future broadcasts. We're gonna do it again. Ambassador Entertainment, Inside Steppin'. Man, I appreciate you and Poppy for allowing me to come on your platform and do what we do.
We appreciate you.
I had a great time.
We had a fantastic time,
appreciate you
bro.
too, Shawn. But I did have a few people say, "Why is Kevin over there and Poppy? Why aren't you over there?"
They want to know why the producer lady wasn't over there co-hosting.
Yeah. I want to let everybody know.
I told you I had somebody cuter that was wanting to do the job besides you. See?
We're going to be celebrating Willie Bell's birthday October 6th at the Grand Ballroom, 6 p.m. to midnight, 6351 South from Cottage Grove in Chicago. Willie Bell, we're going to celebrate his birthday. Also with Moni Clue and some more ladies. They're going to be celebrating their birthday. We're going to wear our Willie Bell Welcome Back cartoon T-shirts. Yep. That's every Thursday. We at the Grand Ballroom. And slow jamming live in the embassy with yours truly, the ambassador, each and every Sunday. WZONradio.com. That's each and every Sunday from noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here live in the embassy with yours truly, the ambassador, your musical engineer.
That's all right. Y'all heard it. Shawn, you got anything you want to put out there, brother, before we go?
Sir. No,
He's like,
sir.
hell no, I did what I'm going to do. I came, got my trophy and my check. I'm out of here. I was gone.
I told you, put the little water in his head and the little finger wave, they'll turn into naps now.
Hell yeah.
I got my pressing cone.
We got something for you, Shawn. Here you go, right here, baby. We got that pressing cone for you. We're going to get that. What was that grease they used to put in there?
That's right.
Oh, what was it?
That Murray's.
It was Royal Crown, I thought.
Hell yeah.
That red can.
Vaseline, baby. It was Vaseline and a hot cone.
It depends on what economic bracket you was in. Talking about nobody put
That's
Vaseline.
right.
The hell they didn't.
Facts.
Look, my mama was a hairstylist. She don't know nothing about that hood shit.
Hey, man.
Fellas, thank y'all, man. I appreciate you. We're going to close it out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us and kicking it on the #1 Steppers.
What's up, Lindy? You late, man?
Huh?
We just was talking about you. Lindy just checked in.
Just pop in.
Oh, man.
We have 120 people, 124 people watching now.
No, it's 134 people still watching right now.
Okay.
Oof. Oh, boy.
And keep in mind,
we was up to 170. So them the people who thought we was getting off of here 20 minutes ago. So look, man, I appreciate y'all. And I want to say to my viewing audience, we love y'all, man. Help us continue to support this network and this station. Y'all see the Inside Steppin Cash App. Feel free to donate. Anything helps. It helps us to continue to provide you with the best possible experience that we can give. We want to continue to be able to bring you these events from around the country, which we will. In fact, we are scheduled to be out in L.A. for Harlem Nights. We will be at Texas Heat, and we have other upcoming events. And remember, you can always sit right on your couch in your living room, watch your television, your big screen smart TV, go on YouTube, type in Inside Steppin, hit the subscribe button, and we're going to have it right here for you. You're going to be able to watch. Listen, y'all, I'm about to start a Steppin network. You're going to be able to turn your TV on and watch Steppin 24/7 if that's what you want to do, because we going there.
That's right.
Follow me. Now,
we want.
Let's do it.
What you say? Oh,
that's right,
y'all.
So
with that said,
that cash app. I'm gonna send my $1 to the cash app, bro.
Oh man, hey, send your $1.
Shawn, make sure you put your website in the link, and it's a lot of comments if you want to go back and answer some of the people that had. It was too many questions to throw out there.
Yeah, you gotta deal with your own you gotta field your own commentary, bro. We don't do that. Look.
Right. Well, we need all our viewers
Shawn,
to at least donate
$1
to the cause.
I wanted to have you on
if
here.
If all our viewers donate $1 to the cause, we can keep going every week.
Damn right.
And I could bring another person up to Chicago. This is the second one I brought now to Chicago's been turned out.
Yeah, we turning people out one person at a time.
Gotta be able to hang with the Forbes.
We turning steppers out. Yeah, you gotta be able to hang. You can't come with us if you talking about I gotta go to sleep. No, we don't do that. We sleep when we dead. So y'all, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Shawn, I'm excited to have had you on the show tonight. This was probably better than the interview that we were going to do anyway, so this is great.
Yes.
We got a lot of information. We got a lot of inspiration for the people out there that love this thing as much as we do. So at the end of the day, bro, we did our job tonight. Thank you so much for being
And he looked good. He looked good. Look at him. He look all good.
Yeah, he fly.
Hey,
I'm so there. Fly. He want that trap music step too. And I'm so good. Go. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. I want everybody to have yourselves a wonderful evening and good night. We will see you again on next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central, our usual and regularly scheduled time each and every week. This ain't your mama's cell phone, y'all. Have a good night, and we up out of here. Peace.
Awesome, G.